Anyway, show's pretty cool. It's on Hulu. It's called Penis.
The Pen 15 show?
No, I don't know that one.
Hey, make sure the tape stays on those boxes.
Who taped these?
I did.
Oh, we're fucked.
What, they coming off?
What kind of tape do you use?
Oh, shit. I don't know, whatever I can find. Painter's tape,
If you
I think,
could
the blue
turn
stuff?
if you could turn on your air conditioning,
I only drive with heat, man. I gotta feel the heat.
Okay. Can we get the radio or something? You know?
No, I gotta concentrate.
Kron talking about
Shh.
Yeah.
The gloves are fucking tight. They must have stayed in here too long.
Let me roll.
Done.
Just broke off your fucking. All right.
Do you even know how to get to the big wall, dude?
You guys are... I'm trying to concentrate here. I'm trying to get us there efficiently.
I don't think doing burnouts in the parking lot is getting there efficiently, dude.
Nice turn signal.
Who
Doing a
talking
burnout
to?
in a parking lot and then doing
Asshole.
20 under the speed limit. It's very confusing.
Just watch those boxes, okay? Just watch them, okay?
What are we
Kron,
doing? I'm sorry, I was thinking about Penis again. What are we doing once we get to the big wall?
Look. This is the plan, okay? We're going to the big wall. We're gonna we got these boxes. I collected these spiders all day. Okay, there's spiders in those boxes. Live spiders.
How'd you fill up 8 boxes in one day?
Don't worry about it, okay?
That's too many spiders.
When I set my mind to something, I set my mind to something, okay?
Are any of these wolf spiders?
Don't fucking question my work ethic. God.
Are any of these work spiders?
Granddaddy Longlegs, crickets.
Daddy Longleg isn't gonna do jack shit, dude.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. It's about... We put them in their vents.
We need like some
Their air
black
conditioning
widows.
system.
We need black widows and shit.
There's might be a few in there, dude. I don't know. I
Did you
grabbed
check-
whatever I can grab.
Did you check the underside?
No, I didn't. I just scooped them up with a fucking cup and put them in there.
And you didn't get bit?
No, I don't think so.
You got any superpowers?
I'm a little itchy. Like,
Hey, dude, your hand is swollen as hell.
Yeah, do this. Do this with your wrist.
I can't.
Nah, you don't.
That's why
you
these
don't got
gloves are
webs.
tight.
You don't
Now
get
you
shit,
wear.
dude.
Now you wear gloves.
Yeah, they might be poisonous, but this is a plus.
Seriously, can you roll down your window though? It's real fucking hot in here.
Oh. No.
Okay,
So
for
anyway,
the sake of the tape, man, the tape's gonna get so hot it's gonna melt off. You would
That's
think
what
it would
Kron
melt
is supposed
together.
to be putting the tape back on the boxes.
Kron, blow these boxes, bro.
I'm not touching these spider boxes, dude. That shit is fucking weird.
Pothole. Ah. Kron, the box is okay? Kron?
I'm trying to... Don't move.
I don't know.
Is there one on me?
You said don't move, so I can't look.
All right, well, you fucking look back. I'm not moving.
Dan, look in the rearview mirror. Dan, move your dice and look in the rearview mirror. Can you see?
No, you said one, right? Because there's more than one on you.
Dan, don't fucking move. There's one on your fucking palm, dude.
Oh,
I can see its reflection in. Holy shit.
Dan, these are all Black Widows, dude.
Guys, my pants are getting tight.
Are you horned up right now?
I don't. There's something's tickling me in the right. In the right place.
Is it the danger element?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm kind of getting a little hard.
I mean, I'm immune to this, so.
Kron, how you doing back there?
My neck is swelling up.
This is the right.
Oof. Oof.
Dan, you should probably pull the car over.
He looks bad. Okay. Do we need to take you to the hospital?
No hospital. Smear some peanut butter on my neck.
What is that gonna do?
It fucking helps.
With what?
Swelling.
I thought you were allergic to peanut butter.
I think I'm allergic to these fucking spiders.
Fucker's trying to die. He's trying to speed up the process, I think.
All right, there's a
There's an urgent care on the way. Let's not
fucking. There's a CVS or something.
Let's mitigate the medical bills. He'll be fine. Here, let me just use my pocket knife and pop some of the venom out.
Oh shit!
Fuck, dude. Yeah, but now you can't see through the fucking windshield.
You got my jugular, dude.
You got enough blood.
We're gonna have to go now.
Okay.
I think some got in my mouth. I might have poison.
Yeah, but we got something to fucking watch while we're sitting there waiting.
Yeah, I can find something. Yeah, this one will do. This week on 5 Day Riddles, Arachnophobia. You're listening to 5 Day Rentals. We are the video store podcast. I'm Laundry Dan. I have the pleasure of spinning a web around cat versus people. Kron Howard's last category for season 2 with the 1990 classic directed by Frank Marshall, Arachnophobia. I'm Laundry Dan. I can't do it alone. 2 guys are here with me that I don't think are afraid of spiders. Kron Howard and Bones. How are you?
I mean, I don't like them.
Are you afraid? Like if you see one, you're not like, I'm not going in this room.
I can be startled by a spider. Like, oh, fuck, there's a spider. But I'm not afraid. Like, I will still, like, try to get it with a cup. I don't shut down. It's like snakes. You know, that's just primate instinct where you're like, oh, fuck, that thing can kill me. But I'm fine.
Yeah, but a spider could kill you.
No, that's why I'm saying that they're similar that way. Like,
Oh,
I'm not
okay.
I'm not afraid of them, but both of them get the sort of the same reaction of, oh, shit. And then I'm okay.
I think I got bit by a spider once in like, 6th, 7th grade.
In the
Swelled
crib.
up pretty good.
Yeah, you were still in the crib at that point, right?
Yeah.
I
couldn't get out until I stopped pooping in my sleep.
I had to change your diaper.
I
on
think the
last
problem was
meetup.
because you couldn't get to the toilet.
It's a vicious circle.
I was bit in elementary school, brown recluse.
A recluse, huh?
Yeah. On the
Can we
top
get
of
a
my
definitive
ankle.
answer on what it is? Is it brown
It's brown.
recluse?
It's recluse. They're reclusive.
Recluse.
Yes, brown recluse.
Recluse. Recluse. Like a reclusive.
Yeah, that's what I just said.
No, I know. I'm reinforcing. You're on something tonight. Am I
Hey,
coming through
jeez.
okay?
I just seemed like we were giving Google a lot of the credit for.
No. But to also be fair, I wasn't reading that from Google. All I read was recluse spider, and I was trying to. And you know what? It's fitting though, because all but one person in this movie is a fucking asshole. This is the highest concentration, I think, in a while of high unlikability throughout the cast.
We just covered the rage.
I can think of 2 characters that aren't assholes off the top of my head.
Okay. The old lady.
The old lady.
Number 1.
The coroner.
Irv and Mrs.
Yeah,
Hollins.
what did Irv do?
Okay. Irv?
Yeah.
Well, he's eating where he shouldn't be.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just fun though,
He's
dude.
causing gossip. Now,
Big
to be
fat
fair,
guy eating a sandwich looking at a dead body.
I think Irv and Mimi got a fucking dream romance going, right? You take the phone off the hook during Wheel of Fortune. They both love to eat.
I can see those 2 together.
Yeah. Just straight up take people's fucking platters and charcuterie boards.
Mm-hmm.
Why put this in a bag? I'm just going to take your bowl.
Mm-hmm.
He's kind of an asshole, though. I will give it to you, though, that the coroner's pretty cool. Coroner comes in and is, like, pretty neutral, like, you know, throwing his dick around, but then once he knows what's up, good dude.
You think the main guy's an asshole?
I think his intentions are good, but sometimes he's a little like, you know, maybe you could put the wine down and hang out with your kids.
I think Ross is a guy who has to be the smartest guy in the room.
That's a solid assessment. Yeah. I can't remember if he's a doctor or not, but the younger guy that Julian Sands sends.
Oh, Chris Collins.
I think he's like a research assistant.
Yeah. He's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We're spending all this time talking about people that aren't assholes, which means we're like plucking them, which I think is in favor of my argument that there's a lot of assholes in this movie.
There's a lot of assholes and a lot of spiders.
A lot of spiders. A lot of just immediate negativity from people.
Well, it's a small town.
Be sick on your own time. It's
Yeah.
one of the first lines in the fucking movie. Pictures, Manly.
I mean, he's kind of an asshole.
Even Manly's fucking annoying. It's a bummer.
Yeah. I mean, he is like a sports guy, though.
Football.
I mean, if a spider launches itself at your face, you're okay to smash it, right?
I was going to ask Bones if he moves all of his spiders outside that he finds in his house.
If I can. I killed a fucking hell of a wasp or a hornet or some shit the size of my fucking thumb. I threw a stone on it the other day. Because as much as I was like, I hate to do this, Murph and Shay were outside, and Murph will fucking snap and bite at whatever bug flies by. But
you went fucking biblical on their ass.
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
Did you hit it midair with that stone?
No, it was like eating another dead bug or something. That's where I saw it.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
I had
like
yellow
snakes.
jackets move in.
Snakes, I'll try to pick up with a shovel and I'll try to throw them into my neighbor's yard.
Snakes, I just let go.
Speaking of killing animals.
Let's do it.
No. Dan, you've hinted at this story for a while. Do we save this? Do we save this for after showers, or is this something you would like to talk about now?
No, the people need to hear that I murdered a baby deer, a fawn, as we like to call them in the conservation world.
I don't know if I'd lead with I murdered it.
Fondry Dan?
I have a golden doodle.
Wait.
And
okay, go ahead. Sorry.
What was your question?
I thought this was another story, I guess.
No, Kron, this isn't the story where I shit my pants. It's the only story you ever want me to tell.
Didn't you, like...
This is that story.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know why we're leading with the golden doodle.
Well,
then.
we now need to reset because I need to cut this out because it...
Because Kron ruined the story.
Yeah.
God.
All right. Start at I have a golden doodle.
I think I might just beep that part right there.
So, I have a golden doodle. And when I was letting her out, my wife was, she was on the fence line. Like, she wouldn't go to the bathroom. She just was on this fence line, pacing back and forth.
And where was the dog?
The dog is the golden doodle.
I guess the way you told the story, it made it sound like your wife was on the fence.
Back and forth. I got it. She is over here in the corner now.
Wait, your wife or the dog?
Both. And my daughter now. But yeah, the dog wouldn't go to the fucking bathroom. So my wife texts me and she's like, she's just been on like the fence line all fucking day. And I'm like, there's probably something over there. So a few hours later, she sends me this picture of this fawn, this baby deer just laying in between my fence and the neighbor's fence. And I'm like, that's kind of weird. Like, it's 2:00 in the afternoon. I'm like, whatever. Maybe it's lost or something. So I get home. I was like, all right, I'll go let the dog out. And she immediately goes to another part of my fence. So I go over and look where my wife had sent me the picture, and I didn't see any deer. And then I was like, well, she's over here, so maybe it's over here. So I look, and it's in like the corner of my house and my fence, and it's a fawn. And I'm like, there's got to be something wrong with this thing. So I go outside, and it kind of just lays there, and its eye is like all fucked up. Like, it's got like a hole like in its chest. It's got scrapes all over it and flies and shit. I was like, either something got after it or it got hit by a car or rolled by a car or something. So I called the conservationists and I was like, hey man, like I got a fawn out here. He's like, oh yeah, we'll come and grab it. And I was like, all right, cool. Like, he's like, I go on shift I'm on the night shift. I'll go on shift in like an hour. I'll be over at the house. Give me the address. And I'm like, all right, cool. Here it is. So we go inside and he rolls up. I go out there and I was like, yeah, he or whatever's right in the corner. And he's like, oh, yeah, it looks like she got rolled by a car or something. Have you seen the mom? I was like, nah, it hasn't even been crying or anything. He's like, yeah, she's probably dead. I'm like, all right. And he's like, all right, can I have you help, or can I get you to help me get it out of the corner? And I'm like, yeah, all right, that'll work. He's like, I got the loop thing that goes around their neck and you just pull it and you just bring it out. And I was like, all right. He's like, and I'll make sure it doesn't like run back into the woods so we don't have to chase it in the woods. And I was like, well, I'm not going to fucking chase it in the woods. So we loop it and he's like, all right, pull it tight. And he's like, pull it out. And I was like, okay. And
why are you working the loop?
That's what I'm wondering.
This guy's not on shift yet.
He's on shift now.
Okay.
So I pull it out and he's like, all right, hold it tight. And I'm like, all right. And he's like, now press it down to the ground. And I'm like, okay. And he's like, that'll hold her. And he goes over and gets his 22. And I'm like, what the? So I text my wife real quick. I'm like, do not come out here. And he rolls over and just shoots it in the head. I was like, okay. He's like, yeah, it's not going to make it. It'd be dead in like 2 days and then it'd be stinking up your house. And I was like, oh. And he just lifts it up and puts it in the back of his truck. And he's like, oh, this is a nice neighborhood. I haven't been over here. This guy just shot a baby deer.
Desensitized as hell. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's the right thing to do, right? Like,
Yeah.
end its suffering.
Yeah, I mean, if it's all fucked up.
Yeah. Fuck.
So I was like, all right. And I got back into the house and my wife's like, what happened? She's like, oh my God.
Oh dear.
She's like, were there any kids out there or anything? I was like, no, luckily. Like, 'cause usually there's kids playing and shit. But yeah. And he's like, all right, man, call us. Anything that comes up like that, give us a call.
We love this shit.
Yeah. It's my third one today.
God damn, dude. That's a brutal thing to have to deal with.
Yeah, that story was a real bummer, dude.
You know, it's, the circle of life.
Yeah.
And,
I don't
big American
know.
muscle machine cars hit.
I don't know if any
Deers.
of that is circle of life. Circle of life would be like a hyena chases down a gazelle.
Think about how many deers have killed humans.
This is a motor vehicle ran over two deer.
Deer killed humans. I mean, maybe a handful of deer have like charged a human and put their antlers to it.
Think of how many deers have gone through windshields and killed humans.
That is not the deer killing the people.
Don't
Yeah.
deer, don't they spread Lyme disease?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably their biggest impact.
That's probably at least made a whole bunch of people not be able to eat meat anymore. Isn't that
I
what
ate
Lyme
the
disease
baby deer.
does?
It was delicious.
Doesn't it make you like allergic to meat?
Now you're thinking of the tick that bites you and gives you, starts with an A. Fuck. Somebody's screaming at us right now.
Probably that conservationist.
Yeah, did you give him a
I gave him a
koozie?
sticker and
Some
a
stickers?
koozie.
He slapped it on the deer carcass.
Like, what the fuck is this shit?
Well, it have as many
Alpha
eyes
Gal?
on it as it does on Apple Podcasts.
Alpha Gal, I think that's what it's called, where you can't eat red meat.
Yeah, I think that's right.
We're not here to talk about killer fucking deer. We're here to talk about killer fucking spiders, all right? Arachnophobia, 1999. Gentlemen, look me deep in the eyes and rate my Letterboxd.
3.5.
I'm going to go 3.5 as well.
Of course, we will find out at the end of this episode. Now it is time for plot. If you don't want this spoiled, please go watch the movie and come back.
Who
If you
hasn't
don't care
seen
about that.
Arachnophobia?
It's been a while since I'd seen this one. I'll say that.
I feel like this was on all the time in the summer growing up, though.
I mean, last week I mentioned that I wasn't sure, and then about halfway through I was like, oh yeah, I've seen the bulk of this.
As soon as this thing started, I remembered the entire jungle opening, like beat for beat.
I want to say this was one of the McDonald's VHSs, maybe. I was like, man, that might be why we had this VHS. Because I know we had it in our house.
Every 100th Happy Meal box full of spiders.
Was Back to the Future and Land Before Time?
Back to the Future definitely was, because we had the McDonald's Back to the Future VHS.
I think we looked this shit up one day. But for some reason, I remember Arachnophobia. Maybe not. I don't know.
What is this PG-13?
Yeah, I believe so. I guess there's a few cuss words. There's some boobage, but yeah. You don't see any. That's about it, though.
Yeah,
It's not even gory deaths, really.
No.
All right, y'all. We start on the beautiful rivers of Venezuela. We got a photographer named Manley. He's being taken into a base camp of Dr. James Atherton. Manley is greeted quickly and rushed into a helicopter. He's been hired to take photos of all the new and fantastic research that Atherton's doing down there in the Venezuela jungles on bugs and
Would
spiders.
you be bummed out if you were a woman and you married a guy whose last name was Manley, you'd be Mrs. Manley. I feel
Not
like people are gonna rip on you.
Not anymore. You don't have to take people's names
Well,
as
yeah,
often. Yeah.
yeah, but then if you have a daughter, she's Cindy Manley.
Yeah, but what if she's like really good looking?
Yeah, I mean, that
Maybe
would
she
help.
gets into CrossFit.
There's a line, right? Like for the CrossFit girls, like, like you could tell the ones that have passed the line.
Like the Marjorie Taylor Greens,
Yeah, it's like,
the Arby's sandwich down in the yoga pants.
yeah, you did it, but you went too far.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's different sometimes.
But it's their choice. It's their body, their choice. If they want to live up to the Manly name,
Manly gets a few heads up that basically everything in the jungle can kill him, so don't touch anything. They do like an ant, I guess, off of his leg that can kill him.
I think it was a 24-hour ant or whatever that the guy, that's what he flicks off of him. I think one of the assistants is the bad guy in Crocodile Dundee 2.
The guy with curly hair?
Yeah, who's got like the real pointy features. Yeah, man.
That's a 5-star banger.
Dundee 2?
I couldn't tell you the difference.
That's one of those where the sequel was on all the time. It must have been like cheaper, in syndication or replay. So I'm pretty sure I've seen Crocodile Dundee 2 way more than the original Dundee.
How many were there?
3.
I think there's 3. Yeah, the third one, he's like in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where's he in 2?
In
I don't
2,
know, Kron. It could be a fucking box set.
In 2, they go to
The future?
Australia.
No, so the first one is they start in Australia, they go to New York. Shit.
Stop asking his Dundee questions. You got any more?
Oh, good day. My mom's pretty hot, huh?
Your mom?
Yeah, because he's Back to the Future.
You're still on that. So the first one they go, doesn't he like pull the knife out on the like punks?
That's not a knife. This is a knife. That's the first one.
That's the first one? Okay.
So the first one, she goes to Australia, meets him, is fascinated, brings him back. Second one is they have to go. She gets kidnapped because he knows where something is, so they're holding her for ransom.
Kron, you've never seen any of the Crocodile Dundees?
I don't think I've ever seen any Crocodile Dundee movie.
Wow.
Somebody's going to be real upset at you when they hear this.
Crocodile Dundee?
Mm-hmm.
All right, they're going.
Who's going to be mad?
You'll know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
They land in a sinkhole where Atherton explains fresh water has torn away the rocks for thousands of years, and they're going to go check it out. They arrive at the top of the sinkhole, and Manley asks what Atherton studies. He says bugs, and Manley is like, great, more bugs, that's what we need. He asks what Manley does. He says sports. He does have a Miami Dolphins hat on.
Mm-hmm. I remembered that when this movie started.
We got guides. They start lowering all their gear into this sinkhole.
I mean, late 80s, early 90s, dolphins were fucking huge, right?
I think
Dan
it was
Marino?
the 70s.
Was
Yeah,
Marino-
I think they were pretty big in the 90s.
What, Ace Ventura is what, 93, 94?
I mean, Dan Marino's still winning playoff games in 98, so. Yeah. Still decent.
Plus the color scheme really helped them, you know? Those neon colors at the time. Vaporwave.
Hard to pull off, though. Like, I guess the hat, that kind of works.
Yeah.
It's hard to... I feel like that'd be a tough team to... wearing teal and neon orange around and shit.
The big
but it's
starter jacket or champion jacket, Russell. I don't know what the cool brands were.
It's like just to wear the jersey, you're definitely going to have to buy like shorts and shoes that match.
Yeah. You kind of have to wear white pants and you can never keep those clean.
Mm-mm.
Dude, I'm so sending you a Miami Dolphins jersey, Kron.
I'll just wear it with normal shit.
He can pull it off though.
Mm-hmm.
What player do you want? Marino? Okay. I'm not going to ask you to name another Miami Dolphin.
Good, because I couldn't.
Not even one?
No, I don't think so.
What was the name of the dolphin that they were looking for in Ace Ventura?
Was it Manny? I don't even fucking remember.
I don't know.
You know what? I couldn't name you another dolphin either.
Flipper. Who was that one that didn't have the tail? Roxanne? Zeus? Isn't that about a fucking dolphin?
Snowflake.
Is that who
Was it
Clapton?
Snowflake?
Yeah.
Is that who Clapton was singing about?
No, dude, that was Sting.
Oh yeah, that's right. Bones bleep that too. In a white room, there's a dolphin.
Cocaine.
Kicking footballs.
You guys know that classic tune.
All right, they start lowering this gear into this sinkhole. Beautiful scenery here, gentlemen. I'm not doing it justice. Looks great. Jungles of Venezuela. It was actually shot in Venezuela. Good on that.
It's that Amblin money, dude.
I was just getting ready to say that's Steven Spielberg saying you can't recreate it, may as well. This movie's going to end in a basement. We should open in Venezuela.
It's a cellar.
That's right. There's wine down there. It's technically a wine cellar.
We get the guide. He stops. He'll only go so far.
Does that mean if Dan put a bottle of wine in his office, it would technically be a cellar?
Two.
Anywhere.
2 bottles.
Oh, okay.
If you put 2 bottles of wine in your room, it's
No, it
cellar.
must be subterranean.
Yeah, this is above. This is up.
Where does it say that?
I mean, a cellar kind of implies that it's underground.
If I bring 2 bottles of wine into a submarine, it's subterranean.
No, it's under the water.
It's not under the earth.
Terranean means of earth, dude.
Terra. Water is on the earth. The earth is flat, but water's still there.
You'd have to take the submarine all the way to the ocean, the bottom of the ocean floor, dig down.
And bury it?
Yeah.
We all know they implode before that.
Well, the bad ones do. James Cameron's didn't.
He didn't go all the way to the bottom.
I think he's gone to the bottom.
Yeah, he's gone pretty fucking far, dude.
Well, to come up with Avatar, yeah, something must have happened to his brain. Did anybody watch Avatar 2?
Yeah.
Murph from Weekly
Like
Podcast.
4 or 5 times. Yeah.
Minus fucking Murph. I'm talking about us.
He watched it enough for all of us.
Mm-hmm.
I started it and I was like, I can't do this.
He told me the whole story over the phone.
How long were you on the phone?
3 hours.
At the theater, too. Yeah, Murph called him from the theater.
He's like, yeah, this is the 4th time I'm watching it. I don't give a fuck.
He's in there eating loose ground beef, talking to Kron.
Yep.
Murph, you son of a bitch. The guides, they lower the shit down into the sinkhole. They'll only go so far. The group carries the rest of the way into this hole. Once at the bottom, Manley starts taking pictures. He gets caught up in a spider web and starts to freak the fuck out. He takes a look around and sees a shit ton more spider webs.
It's a big ass web too. It's like human-sized web.
They are large, and there's a lot of them.
Yeah, I would be disturbed.
I thought, because like I said, it had been a really long time since I watched this. I thought we could kind of see the spiders and shit go by as they did this. For some reason, I remembered that, but not really.
I don't think so. It's not until they fall out of the tree.
All right, the researchers, they get all their gear in order, and they spray a poison that makes all the insects and creepy crawlies fall out of this giant-ass tree that's down there, so they can find new species. They spray this shit, and immediately shit starts dropping. Butterflies, any kind of insect that's in the tree. It's maybe not birds, though.
Seems like it's maybe not enough gas to knock a bird out of the sky. Like it's only for stuff that big, not that big. I think we would have a lot of birds. I think you'd get some birds.
Yeah.
Talking about the giant fumigator gun and what would fall out of that, a fucking sloth and shit.
Yeah.
Manley is a little freaked out. And then one of the he goes over and checks got these like pans set up where they all fall in. They're all looking at him and shit. You start to hear larger things fall, like, doo. Manley's a little freaked out, but he starts taking pictures. Atherton has to remind him. One jumps onto his camera. He freaks out and smashes it. Atherton jumps his ass for this. But they're interrupted by the news that they found a live specimen of the spider.
I thought it was justified. The murder was okay.
I mean, Manley? You're justifying Manley?
Yeah, you're fight or flight at that point.
Yeah, I think if a spider jumped at me, I would at least like knock it the fuck down.
Mm-hmm.
It's just wild. Like, what service does this Julian Sands call? Like, just give me any available fucking photographer.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a 12-hour flight, a 4-hour boat ride, and nobody once says, oh, you're going to go film bugs?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you probably could have just avoided the whole Manley thing. And had spider.
Yeah.
I guess you could have had him say like, oh, I do sports in the summer, but it's winter now. Or, it's like I got to travel. I got to fill in the gap.
Or he's a buddy of the other guy.
Yeah. You could have done like a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Trent's on the, finally got called up to Playmate of the Year, so I'm filling in.
Mm-hmm.
Or the Hustler spread. Yeah.
Yeah, there's so much better stuff to take photos of than bugs.
Yeah, but there's also a lot of shitty
I
things.
bet none of these native ladies is wearing a top, dude.
That's a good point.
That's the international version, guys. You didn't watch it? Huh. Losers.
This might have been the first boobs I ever saw in Nat Geo.
Yeah, makes sense.
I mean, they just have those in like doctor's offices and shit.
I don't remember.
The first boobs I saw were the doctors.
Mm-hmm.
In the doctor's office.
They delivered you nude.
Yeah.
They were.
It was all natural. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was groundbreaking methods, That's why I'm all fucked up and horny and shit all the time, Topless doctor spanking my little ass.
As this is all going on, we have our big bad spider here. He doesn't like what's going on at all. So he catches a ride on the ride back to the research camp as they're packing shit up.
It's pretty funny. This spider like leaps from a tree onto.
It's a good jump
onto their gear. Looked like a little Jesse James hopping onto a train car, dude.
He's also smart enough to climb inside the backpack. Or is that later on? I think he does climb inside the backpack.
Right I think he does.
Jesse James, the guy who like designs all the bikes and shit.
Yeah, dated Sandy Bullock.
Oh, the chopper guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, she won an Oscar.
Wow.
For what?
The Blind Side?
Dan, name 3 more Sandy Bullock
What a
movies.
fitting movie that I've never, or fitting movie title since I've never seen it.
3 more? Hope
You got
Floats. Gravity. Sandra Bullock.
Dun 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 dun.
Blind Side. Bird Box.
All right, you got a third one. Isn't she like the main plot point in Ocean's 12? Aren't they all like, hey, you look like Sandra Bullock.
No,
that's how we're going to rob this casino.
No, she looks like Julia Roberts.
Oh, yeah, that's it.
They go meta with
Julia
it. But she's in Ocean's 8, I think.
That's
so
right.
I can see where your wires got crossed.
See, you watched Ocean's 8, Kron.
I watched 11 and 12.
13's fun, man.
I don't know if I've seen 13 either.
Oh, it's good.
12 was kind of a disappointment.
Really been looking for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10.
Well, 8's out there.
Oh, yeah, 8. I did see 8. Weird franchise.
Mm-hmm.
Can't count.
They're doing a 14.
Fuck.
I mean, Ocean's 1, that would be cool.
It's like 1930s.
One super criminal.
It's just Danny Ocean.
I don't know.
In high school.
Robbing a hot dog stand.
Sign me up.
Well, I think they're all casinos, right?
You have to be like 14. You can't be robbing a casino at 14.
That's what makes them so good, dude.
That plan would go over as good as like reindeer games. No.
Okay,
no
it's a hot dog cart in front of a casino.
All right.
That could work. That could work.
A hot dog cart after a big playoff game of the Miami Dolphins.
Yeah.
Back at camp, Atherton learns more about this new spider. It seems like these are just the worker bees for the species. Manly is still not feeling well. He does show up sick. He's like, I'm late because I'm sick. He's got the whatever fever. Forgot to mention that.
Sorry, whenever they're photographing that spider, doesn't Julian Sands say like we could name this one like a Photius manlii?
Mm-hmm.
You can't do that, right? Like, isn't that structure like it's like the genus and the phylum and like you can't just make that shit up.
I mean, he's the guy that discovered him.
Yeah, but I don't think it's like the scientific name for it that ends in like, you know.
Maybe the first part, what is it? RNI?
Yeah.
Is the scientific name.
I don't think you can just, like, that has to follow a structure.
I mean, you couldn't put me in that situation because I'd be like, yeah, it's the poo-poo titty shit.
See, I think you can do that, though. Like, you can assign a common name to it, but you cannot change what its scientific name would be.
Well, that's like all the things I see, like Taylor Swift has a spider named after her now.
It does look like, though, Kron, that there's several of like the first part. I'm not sure what I would like there is a structure,
Mhm.
but there are several different P's. There's like a Pamphipodius, and then Paraphysa, Philanobius. So there's stuff like that. So I wonder if what he said was that first one, manly eye, because there'll be like Paraphysia scorfa, Paraphysia pygma, Paraphysia peruva
Mhm.
that mean different things. So like there's Paraphysa pygmi, which is like the Chile figum. So I don't know if that first one is indicative of like where they're from, but
Yeah, I can't remember it's like 6 steps or something, but it's like the last 2. That's what you name it.
yeah, but that's like kingdom stuff though, right? Like genus, family.
Yeah, genus, family, kingdom, phyla.
Yeah, but I think just from a scientific name, there's just like a 2-part structure within that.
You guys pay way more attention in geography than I did.
Well,
be more
to
like
be fair, biology. Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. All right, Manly's sick. Our villain spider here, he joins him because he goes back to his tent to sleep it off. Crawls up on him in the blanket and bites his ass. I think it's in like the stomach or something.
This was, now, to be fair, I wasn't bitten by a spider, but the like shakes, oh, I need to get up underneath a blanket. This is how I was when I selected Mega Ape. So
So that's your excuse?
just to be fair, yeah.
What if that had been the last movie you watched?
What if that was the end of the show?
Okay.
Would you have felt a little bad if that was your last movie?
I mean, I'd be dead.
Yeah, but like you'd have like a moment.
Like, fuck.
Like as I'm dying, like this is a movie
Yeah.
that I selected. It seems fitting.
You
My
died
life's not
while you were
my
watching
life's not good. So
It's better than Mega Ape.
All right. Manly gets
what
bit.
do you want your last movie to be?
I don't know. Like, There Will Be Blood, I guess.
That's too
Apocalypse
serious.
Now.
Too serious.
Man, that's what I love, though. Demons? I don't know. Yeah, if I died during demons, I mean, that's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah. Would you want to time it to where like you died with a character as they're dying?
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
Like if I could die during the end of Gladiator,
Mm-hmm.
that'd be pretty cool.
All right. Not
Or-
to be dark, but you could.
Yeah.
What would yours be,
New
Kron?
life goal.
Fucking...
Into T2, hold up a thumbs up
Mm-hmm.
as the doctor pulls the plug.
Kron, how would you die to Lawnmower Man?
Call everybody.
Set up a lawnmower at the end of the yard and a rope tied to my ankle.
Send out a mass text. Uh-oh.
That'd be a phone call, or I wouldn't believe it.
Do that,
Alright,
do that thing, Kron, where it's like the self-propelled mower that they put like the spike in the ground with the string. Have you seen that?
Yeah.
Where it just goes in a concentric circle.
Uh-huh.
Then he wouldn't just have any legs, and we'd have to like roll them around everywhere.
Yeah, but
I
you
get
do
it.
that and you stand on a balcony and you just go like touching your temple.
He just has a brain aneurysm.
That's how you die. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm trying too hard to control it.
You force an embolism and shit. Hell
Mhm.
yeah. We could figure that out.
I think it's possible. You
Yeah.
could do that, Kron.
I could figure out a way to get like a popcorn kernel into one of your veins.
Thanks, buddy.
He snores loud, so yeah.
I don't snore loud.
Yeah, you do, dude. Yeah, you
No.
You gotta tape that mouth.
and nose.
I heard one of us snoring on the group trip.
Sorry.
Wasn't me.
Wasn't me. Maybe it's somebody else.
Uh-oh.
All right, this spider fucking kills Manly.
It
All
was
right?
Dan. It was Dan.
They determine that it was the fever that killed Manly, and they throw him in a fucking wooden casket and ship his body back to wherever the fuck he came from.
They have a little insert of one of their helpers hammering,
Nails.
nails into the coffin. They flipped the shot. It's the same exact shot, just flipped.
It's called smart filmmaking.
Yeah. It's also called observant watching, but
Did you guys watch this twice?
I did.
Yeah.
Kron did not.
I got to tell you, watching it so close back to back, it loses a lot of steam.
I don't know about that.
We'll
What?
find out.
That it loses steam on the second watch?
hmm
Okay.
Dan, I watched it like 1 2/3.
All right. Not twice, but okay. I'll give
I didn't
you
make it all the way to
2/3
the
credit.
end. It kind of lost some steam for me.
All right, they roll this dude up into this casket, but the big bad spider decides it's going to take a trip with Manly. We're not even out of fucking Venezuela yet. We fly into the peaceful town of Kenmia, California.
Canaima?
Canaima? I don't fucking know. Where Manly's
El
body's
Camino.
dropped off at the local morgue. They open up the casket and see that it's not a pretty sight. This is Irv. He immediately calls the family and says, yo, no open casket for this dude.
He looks life forced.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe that'd be my last movie.
Yeah, you got a lot of mountains in that one.
hmm
A big bag spider, he climbs out of this casket, scares the local animals as he's going on, just as bad as Donald Trump. Makes his way through the doggy door and quickly is swooped up by a raven. As this raven flies, it kills. The spider kills the raven, and it lands on the property of Ross Jennings.
Fear the raven
Just so
nevermore.
happens, his family's moving in.
This is an excellent transition.
Mm-hmm.
People want to talk about a bone turning into a spaceship. I don't think it's got anything on this fucking spider. That's such a good bird. Picks it up, takes off, gets bitten midair, falls out of the sky, lands right as their car is pulling up. You could have just cut to the car. That's so good.
There's craft in this movie for sure.
Yeah.
Kron is impressed. I like it. It's good. Ross and Molly have moved from the big city to a small town because Ross is going to be the new doctor in town. His boy does find the dead bird from earlier, and our big hairy-ass spider stays hidden and doesn't bite the child. But he's like, hey, there's a dead bird over here. Ross makes sure his wine collection is safe as they're unloading it. And he's happy he'll have a wine cellar now. His boy runs in and says there's a spider in a box. So
Classic foreshadowing when he mentions he needs to put a lock on the cellar door.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Why though?
You don't want fucking Bunny breaking into your wine cellar, dude.
Yeah, drinking your $150 bottle wine.
You don't know what these fucked up country kids are gonna do.
You
She has
remember-
some of my favorite
Dan, we grew up in a small town. You remember sneaking in people's
wine
vegetable
cellars.
cellars, eating all those potatoes and carrots and shit.
Rooting around, that's why they call it a root cellar, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Have you been reading Peter Rabbit?
No, I've just been living, dude.
Ross is not a fan of spiders, we can tell. His wife comes in to save the day. We see our big hairy ass spider. There's a spider in the house. We finally see the spider in the house, and it's your common house spider. So it's not the big ass spider. They take it and put it into the barn. And our big ass hairy spider says, you know what? I'm going to make my way to the barn as well. Later that night, Ross and Molly make themselves at home. They ask themselves if they've made the right choice about the move. They bone. And in the barn, our big hairy spider, he bones down as well with our common house spider.
Seems like their sizes don't line up.
It's nature,
I make it work.
you know. If there's a will, there's a way, Kron.
You're not
the human
20
race is
times
here.
as big as your wife.
Not my current lady.
I might just be Dave Grohling it up, guys. You never know.
There were so
Congratulations, Dave, on the new baby.
Yeah, one by one.
There were so many posts, like on Reddit, that I saw that were like, "Can you guys believe Dave Grohl did this?" It's like, yeah, the guy who plays rock and roll music for a living. Yeah, I can fucking believe it.
That's what he did to his last wife, and he has his wife now is the one he cheated on with his first wife.
Yeah. A rock star who's a serial cheater. Not out of the realm of possibility.
That's crazy stories about Marilyn Manson, huh? Yeah. Duh.
Mm-hmm.
What were you going to say, Bones?
I was just going to say 85% of men would have the same problem.
Yeah. If you were
that
get
fucking
to that
famous,
level
yes,
of fame, yeah.
God, I hope we don't become famous.
What I wonder is if there's going to be some like, oh, this was post Taylor, you know, because he's always been a bit of a drinker. So that's his fucking business. It fucking happens. It doesn't mean you're a piece of shit person. You know,
he's taking care of the kid.
Yeah.
All about pro-life.
He probably got blackmailed. Some people pointed out, and he, who knows? But it doesn't. Fucking Arnold did it.
Yeah.
Right?
Eastwood did it.
Yeah.
He got drunk and he was like, I'm going to fucking blow a load in you tonight.
Eastwood's still doing it. Guys,
you don't have to blow the load for it to happen.
Yeah, it's terrifying, dude.
It's not terrifying until you lay down and go to sleep. Then it's terrifying. Hey, fuck. Shouldn't have did that.
It's even scarier when you bust inside. Now you're really playing with fire.
I could play with all the fire I want because we can't have children anymore. Hallelujah. Praise the Lord. Can I get a amen?
Amen.
Can I get a hallelujah?
Hey, what happens in the rest of this movie?
Ross gets the bad news that the old doctor in town, Metcalf, refuses to fucking retire because he's like, if I retire, I'm going to die.
Number one asshole of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much.
I'll agree. This guy's an asshole.
Ross, pretty pissed about this. We do meet the local police chief here. Tries
Number
to give Ross
two
a ticket.
asshole.
We meet Mrs. Hollins. She comes in and basically says the sheriff's full of shit and rips up the ticket.
Little badass, man.
She's excited that the new doctor's in town and she wants to be his first patient. And they're also neighbors. Back at the house, Ross explains what happened with the old doctor to his wife Molly, that he doesn't want to retire. Later that day, Ross sees Mrs. Hollins. He takes her off her blood pressure pills because the old doctor prescribed them, but apparently he was wrong. She decides to throw a town party for Ross to help bring in new patients for him. just for the town to get to know him.
Yeah, she explains that the old doctor, when he showed up, threw a big party for himself, and then the town accepted him.
I mean, that's the only doctor you fucking have.
Yeah.
Well, their previous doctor was just a guy with a cart that had like snake oil bottles and shit.
And that he had that mask with the long nose and shit.
Mhm.
Nobody actually saw his face.
I always wanted coins and like feathers and shit.
Yeah.
Bring me 4 bird beaks.
You may pay in beads.
All right. And this will stop my diabetes.
Let me look at my crystal.
Can't have low blood sugar if you're dead.
Oh, shit. I guess you're right. How do you pronounce that word? Apothecary?
Anthropology. Your wife will love it.
All right.
Leeches. That's the solution. Leeches.
Anthropology. What a store.
I've stood in many of them.
Is that
Well, really
a
one
store?
of them many times.
Anthropology?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, if you don't know anthropology, you are fucking lucky.
It's like women's clothes and house decor and shit.
Yeah.
Little knickknacks.
Maybe I am lucky.
It's like that, what's that Magnolia chick?
Julia.
Nope. The chick from the TV show where they...
Yeah, not
Flip
Julianne
houses.
Moore. Not Julianne Moore.
The Waco,
sucked his
Texas
cock.
death cult.
Yeah, the Waco lady.
Yeah, the Waco people. It's
Chip
like
and
Joanna.
Gaines.
Gaines.
Are they related to Chris Gaines?
Mhm.
The
Are they Nepo babies of
greatest
Chris
artists.
Gaines?
Yeah, they're Nepo babies.
Shit.
And they're fucking each other. It's disgusting.
Texas, baby.
I think I'm gonna grow my hair out like Chris Gaines.
You could.
I got the patch already. I could do the patch.
It would get past your ears and you'd freak out.
Blame it all on my roots. Oh shit! Did I just spoil some stuff for some people?
It hasn't been proven yet.
That Garth Brooks turned himself into a bisexual.
There's 2 things I don't know. I don't know if Trump actually got shot. I don't know if Garth Brooks is Chris Gaines. I don't know.
Mud floods, baby.
That's just fact.
Yeah, dude. Just look at the fucking
Evidence
buildings
everywhere.
and shit, dude.
Settle down, Kron. Molly finds some big ass spider webs in the barn because she's retired now and she wants to take pictures. That's what ladies do. And she thinks they're pretty, so she takes pictures of them. Later that night at dinner, Ross and Molly chat about the day. He tells her about the party that Mrs. Hollins is going to throw. The kids head out with their new friend. Let's go blow up a bullfrog. It's one of my favorite lines.
Yeah. I do dig the joke there as the kids are cleaning the table and they keep trying to take his wine glass and Daddy's not done. Daddy's not done.
You know. You always should have alcohol in front of your children. I think this is good parenting. You guys don't have children, so okay.
Well,
Molly
actually,
tells Russ.
I don't drink in front of my kid, but I'll hit the air duster.
I drink
you
in
doing
front of
with
other
that?
people's kids.
I share drinks with other people's kids.
Yeah.
Molly tells Ross about the web in the barn. Molly forces Ross to go look at it because he's scared of spiders. As they go out to the barn to look at the web, Ross tells a story about why he's scared of spiders. He's a little kid and it's like a granddaddy long leg or some shit. Molly uses the title of the movie to explain what Ross has. Take a shot. everybody. Ross climbs the ladder to face his fears and look at this web.
It's called anthropology.
It's great. You can get like linens. You can get like a random $60 jar of like half honey.
I don't know what this store is. I've really never heard of
It used to, I mean, there's probably what, a 10 or 20 year span there where every mall had an Anthropology. And it's like seasonal stuff. And it was laid out super weird. There would be like a bunch of beds with all the sorts of like blankets and throws and pillowcases and shit you could buy. And then there'd just be a random clothes hanger with a bunch of dresses on it. And there'd be a bunch of books. And there'd be a bunch of like preserves, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then the layout like made no sense. But you could just like stand in the middle and watch your spouse sort of just loop their way around.
Well, yes. Maybe I just didn't read the title like out of the story.
We have a blanket in our house that came from Anthropology, and that's just what I call it. Like when it's time and as it starts to get colder and we add more layers to the bed, we will just say like, is it time for the Anthropology? Like, yeah. Because it was like a $700 blanket, you know?
Yeah, that's the other thing about it, Dan. Yeah. Like, you flip over a plate that they have 18
and there's
of
a
those.
Nazi sign on it?
No, but there will be 18 identical plates, and you flip over one, and it says like $73 on the back of it. It's like, why? These are clearly mass-produced.
Well, I mean, they will have chips on them. Like, it looks like somebody purposely made them like kind of shitty.
Someone's already smashed it.
Yeah. It's like boho hipster farmhouse. Mm-hmm. Like if you combined those three.
All right. Stay away from
it's like doom. Yeah. It's doom scrolling your wife's Instagram, like in physical form.
Fuck. Can we sell stuff? Can we get a deal with these people? You think if we get Anthropology to sponsor the show, we could get more listens?
I don't think we are their market.
Mm-mm. They'd get one look at us and say no thanks.
We're barely, I mean, we wouldn't even be a Spencer's Gifts.
Mm-mm.
Oh, I think we'd at least be a hot topic.
I think we could get some stuff into Spencer's, dude.
I mean, I have a mold in Spencer's.
I mean, I'm invested.
Yeah.
In their crypto. Spency's. I've lost a lot of fucking money.
Yeah, you got your life savings in that, right?
As Ross climbs up this ladder, rung. It's a rung, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I spent like 5 minutes on that word, and I'm like, I think that's what they're called. One of the rungs of the ladder gives way. Ross knocks down a dead mouse that's wrapped in a web. He falls to the ground. They run out of the fucking barn.
Are you paying attention, Chicago? Freaky. Huh? You get some big spiders in there. Clean up your city.
We do go back into the barn and see a large pulsating sack. Insert jokes, gentlemen.
The barn's obviously not gotten any in a while.
That's what you came up with?
Well, you said insert jokes.
Oh, I mean, I got blue barn.
This is better than what I thought was going to come up. This large pulsating sack.
Kron's on fucking fire tonight, dude. I only give it up. You've had some fucking zingers. Quite enjoyable.
Thanks, buddy.
There's something inside this sack. It's in the spider. Or the spiders start to hatch out of it. The next day, we have the party that Mrs. Holland's is throwing for Ross and Molly here. It's in full swing. It's at Mrs. Holland's place. Ross meets some of the fine folks of the town. The spiders, meanwhile, have all hatched and are being spread out across the house. Or
Deployed.
Ross's barn. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They're invading, basically. The party drags on. We got a cast of characters here. We meet Irv. He's the funeral director that we've already seen that's eating all the time.
He's married to Mimi from the Drew Carey Show.
Yeah, Cleveland rocks. We got Manly's parents as well. She kind of has a little freak out.
She has no problem drinking in front of other people's children.
Hell yeah! You know what, Mrs. Manley, do your thing.
I think she crushed a 6-pack on the way over there, dude.
Fuck yeah!
She is blitzed.
Don't tell me I've had too many.
Mm-hmm.
And then she kind of freaks out that she didn't even get to see her son. Irv explains what happened. He's like, man, this dude looked like a vampire sucked the blood out of him. Ross and Molly, he doesn't say this in front of her, though. He says that to Ross. Ross and Molly, they think Mrs. Hollins as the party ends. But a spider joins Mrs. Hollins for a peaceful evening.
The other main crew you meet here is the gym teacher, the football coach.
Yes.
And his family.
Oh, yeah. Don't they ask his daughter, like, so what are you going to major in college? And she goes, gym.
What is...
She cracked me up, dude.
I think Molly says something like nihilism.
Oh, she says, because he explains that his son is the star quarterback. And she says, nepotism, huh? And then the wife says, oh, we're actually Baptist.
Yeah.
Which is pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Movie's good, dude.
Mrs. Hollins...
Even on the second 2/3 watch, it held up.
She is shutting down her house for the evening after the party. And I think this movie does a good job of really putting the spiders in normal situations in your home. So you could see the spider going onto the couch. I think it almost gets the cat. And then you kind of see it in the lampshade. And as she goes in to turn off the lampshade, she does get bit on the finger by the spider.
The fucking era where you're allowed to just throw your cat outside.
I mean, people still do that around here, at least.
We let our cat out every morning. We got a fenced-in yard, though. But when we lived at our old house, we didn't have a fence, and we'd let it outside.
Oh, really? Damn.
Yeah.
I want to let Bruce out so bad, but...
Experiment. You never know.
No.
You'll see him on the roof of the other house.
I asked the vet the last time we took him in, listen, he's lived most of his life. Can he do the last half outside? She was like, based on his temperament, I would not. I'm like, all right. Sucks.
Toughen that guy up. Throw him out.
Oh, he's pretty fucking tough. I think that's the problem.
He'll be all right. Bring home
fucker's name's Bruce Wayne,
birds.
dude. You don't think he's gonna be out there kicking ass?
Yeah, you get a bird on the back porch, dude.
Yeah, I mean,
I'd love him to kill some fucking squirrels, quite honestly. Fucking had it with squirrels. I'm gonna start looking into a fucking falcon.
It's just another animal you're gonna have to take care of.
Not the falcon.
Yeah, the falcon takes care of its
own
own
food,
food,
squirrels, dude. I'll give it some water and a place to sleep. Be fucking badass, dude. Be a falconer. Get a big ass glove.
Buy a falcon?
Why not?
There's one that hangs around the neighborhood out here.
All right, what's he asking? I'll provide it. I'll come get him.
I guess he's getting what he needs around here.
This is going right.
One time I was washing dishes and I could right out the window, he landed on the neighbor's fence and I was like, oh shit, dude. Let's see what this guy's up to.
My wife thinks it's so weird that I love larger birds. She's like, what is your fascination? I'm like, I don't know. It's like, if I see a hawk, I'm like, oh shit, look at that hawk.
Hell yeah. I told you about the hawk or whatever that caught the rabbit in front of us and beat it to death on the fence, right?
Yeah, because when I went to your house last, I was like, oh shit, there's a hawk on your fence. And
Yeah.
you're like, oh shit, yeah, he was out there the other day.
Yeah, but
Yeah, dude, I
like,
love it.
hawks and falcons are cool. I mean, you see like a buzzard, you're like, fucking garbage animal, dude.
You take the good with the crap.
They're so big though. Like, that's a fucking big bird.
Yeah.
You got like some roadkill like right in the ditch or something, and they're all hanging out on the side of the road. You're like, one of these fuckers could fucking like smash my windshield, dude.
That's why you speed up, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You just
can't fight the
buzzard on
insurance,
by,
so.
dude. Leave it be.
The next morning, Ross is working on his wine cellar, smashing nails through the floor, almost killing his family.
What do you think his son's got a little RC car? This is that era where you're getting 15 minutes out of those batteries, right?
Mm-hmm.
I got one, or my kids have one, and I had it out on the cul-de-sac the other day. It ran for a good 30.
On batteries or like lithium ion rechargeable?
It's a USB charge
that's
now.
But I'm saying back in this era, dude.
Yeah, you probably had a good. I had the one that had the big wheels, and it would flip itself. Forget
Right
what
on.
it's called. But yeah, it was like 6 minutes of playtime.
Fucking Brewster's Millions, dude.
Legit. Because if you knew a friend that had one of those and could play it all the time, that means the fucker was getting a good supply of batteries.
Yeah.
Same with like a fucking Walkman.
Mm-hmm.
I think we have a shop that just opened up that sells the gasoline-powered cars.
Yeah. I'd get through like
Yeah,
one
that's called an
spin
auto
of the
dealership,
Cable
Dan.
Guy fucking soundtrack.
No, like this remote-controlled ones, Kron. God damn it. All right, he's driving these nails through the basement floor and he realizes that he has some shitty-ass wood.
It's these crazy big RC cars you set in, steer from the inside. Doesn't make any sense at all.
I said RC. It's a remote control. That's what
You
that
gotta
means.
get fucking insurance on this shit.
The shitty wood comes the belief of Ross that they have termites.
Was
Molly
it
says,
was it the Tyco Rebound, Dan?
I'd have to see a picture of it. But yeah, it had like you could flip it and it would just keep going.
Or the Ricochet?
Yeah, I think it was a Ricochet.
Little fucking John Lithgow in there.
Check that episode out. Molly says she'll call the exterminator, and she also says that she was trying to get a hold of Mrs. Hollins, but she won't answer to thank her for the party. Ross is like, I'll head over there. He heads over there, but he finds her dead. Metcalf, the other doctor, declares Hollins had a heart attack. He kind of gets in a fight with Ross because he kind of mentions that she had high blood pressure, and Ross is like, yeah, I took her off that medication. The old doctor says, that's crazy. He's like, well, I want an autopsy. He's like, nope, that's not going to happen. He says, you could, this is malpractice. Like, I can turn you in for this shit. The next day at Mrs. Hollins' funeral, the coach that we mentioned earlier at the high school tells Ross, hey, come by. I got some business for you at the school. Throw a few bucks your way or whatever.
He throws a few studs his way, that's for sure.
That night, Ross questions Mrs. Hollins' death and the decisions, again, to move to the small town if it was the right thing. Seems like he's a little depressed.
He says she's 68.
Yeah. She looks way older.
She looked way older than 68. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but like still good, right?
I think she's an attractive older lady, and she's got some zest, a little pep to her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's hassling cops and shit.
Oh, I
mean,
fucking love it. Yeah. And she's fucking tiny, dude. She's like barely up to Jeff Daniels' waist when they're walking down the street.
But the DP was pissed. Gotta put these two in the same frame? Were you out of your mind?
That comment could have went another way.
I gotta put the fucking camera in portrait.
The next day, Delbert from Bugs Be Gone shows up. This little actor named John Goodman.
Is it too much for this movie, Delbert?
No.
I liked it on this
I think
rewatch.
we need a little more Delbert, actually. Missouri's own John Goodman.
I like all but one thing.
About Delbert?
Yeah, I don't dig the dig about my husband thinks it might be termites, and he's like, "Oh, is he an exterminator?" Then, like, I would have much rather him been like proud of his work, but not a dick about it. Because it's sweet later when he like introduces himself to the doctor, and he's like always excited to meet somebody in the biz.
Yeah.
You know,
a fellow
like,
colleague.
Yeah,
or
fellow
some
colleague.
shit.
Yeah,
Yeah. When he meets, what's his name?
Sands, right?
Yeah, Julian Sands.
All right. He goes through the house, checks for termites, but he basically figures out, like, yeah, you just got shitty wood. You got bad wood, tear out bad wood, put in good wood. That's the solution.
I also like, at one point he's like, would anyone object if I tore all this flooring out? She's like, I would. He's like, all right, false alarm, then carry on. Like, he just moves right past it.
He does make some comments about, like, the wine collection and how he collects beer cans.
Mm.
Oh, like a Miller can that had like a misprint on it. Only 100 in circulation or some shit. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I like that corny stuff, you know, where he's in his own little world. I think I was just so hyper tuned to it because almost every character in this movie has like an asshole level line at some point. You're like, God, I wish somebody would just be cool. I just want the world to be nice, even if that world is infested with spiders.
This is the 90s, dude. Reagan.
Fucking Forrest Gump, bro. Okay? Peak nice.
I mean, no comment.
I mean, he kind of healed the country, Dan.
Gump?
Yeah.
I thought you said he was faking it.
I asked if it would be interesting if he was faking it.
Being fake nice is still being nice, dude.
That's even worse.
At the ballot box, I'm crossing out the T and putting a G.
Grump?
Trumped?
TR.
Russ, he meets the coach at the high school. The coach needs Ross to do all the sports physicals for his football team. All right, Broncos, the doc's here. Drop them.
What are they looking for? Hernia?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How's grabbing the balls check for that?
They don't grab the balls, they push up. You never had a hernia check?
I know I did have one, but it was like in high school. And I was like, what are they even looking for?
So hernia is when there's a break in the abdominal wall, right?
Yeah.
And either intestine or fatty tissue or something pops through. And on a cough, your body will push. And if they feel anything out of the ordinary, that's like the easiest way to do it.
So where do they put their hand?
Great question, because this doctor, I guess, doesn't want to wash his hands or wear gloves in between. He just goes down the line. So the kicker at the end,
Hope he wore a glove.
yeah, he's got 40 other ball germs on his by that point. But
It was
they
the
do-
90s.
I mean, they do cup your balls though, right?
I never had my balls cupped as much as like
I would have him press. Yeah.
kind of
Like
inside
around.
kind of in between your balls and your hip.
that's where you're like, if your guts are coming out, that's where they'd feel it. It wouldn't be like on your like belly or groin.
There can be basically any hernia can happen like anywhere in the stomach. You've got like ischial crests, like where it can break. You get a lot of people when they're younger, even babies, their intestines will actually go into their nutsack and fill up.
I had
Damn.
hernia surgery when I was like 3 weeks old.
Yeah.
Damn, that's fucked up.
So mine has really nothing. It was nowhere near my balls. Mine's like kind of my groin, but closer to my hip. Like it's more on like the band of your underwear would be, is where mine popped.
See,
so
that's where I think it would make sense if your like guts were poking out. But I feel like they cup your balls. Like they're down there more than like up at your waistline.
I think you just want your balls cupped.
I think when I had it done in high school, I remember them like, it was like a ball thing.
maybe you just have balls worth cupping. I don't know.
And
Like,
we all got them done behind the Kmart.
they never cupped my balls. They were checking something else.
The guy had a lab coat.
They made me stretch my balls over my penis.
I had to bend over. I don't know what he was looking at. I think we
Still
got a
look-
package deal, but I think we each got one part of it, you know? Like when your wife takes her friends to like a, new
Danny
salon.
Dutt said he got a finger, so
Okay.
Mhm.
yeah.
I remember I was like 8 or 9, and the first time I recall legit ever like having to expose myself to a female was a female doctor. And I was getting a physical before we moved to Guam. And the doctor was like, "All right, Mom, do you want to leave the room for a second?" And my mom left, and she's like, "Okay." And I was like, "What the fuck is going on?"
You coming on to me?
And it was
You coming on to me?
Yeah, and then it was like, turn your head, cough. And I had to ask. I was like, "What was that?" She's like, "There's just something that we have to check." I was like, "Okay." But it's so fucking uncomfortable now. Like last year when I went to a new general practitioner, and like we were running through the history, and I was like, "Yeah, I had hernia surgery a few years ago. I'm still having some issues." He's like, "Do you mind?" I was like, "No." So I laid back, and he's checking. He's like, "All right, let's stand up." He's like, "All right, go ahead and pull them." And I just pulled down my pants, and then I just like pulled down my underwear, and he was like, "Come on, man." And I was like, "All right." It was I'm supposed to be out of this, or I'm supposed to be asleep.
He's like, "Whip it out. Come on, dude." All right. Later at practice, we do get a spider. He gets in the helmet of one of the football players. As he's running a play, he bites him on the face and kills him. Ross runs up, tries to help him. We do see the spider come out of the football helmet, but another kid steps on it.
But at this
only see
point, the town doesn't know that there's spiders. So one of these fucking kids thinks like, "God damn, I hit him so fucking hard, I killed him."
Yeah.
Right? That's going around the school for a week, where 5 of these guys are arguing.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be playing for the Miami Dolphins.
Well, I mean, when that guy passes the ball, it's to a guy that's like, it seems like he's got 8 people guarding him, and they all tackle him at once.
The coach is like,
Terrible play to
what's wrong
begin
with
with.
at the funeral, the old doc talks some more shit about what's going on.
You need the icebox on that team.
OJ. And later at home, the kids explain that the local kids are calling their dad Dr. Death because people are starting to die around him.
You keep wanting to dig up the bodies and do stuff to them, and
I have to check them for hernias, sweetie.
It's called an autopsy. And there's a lady coming up called Jane Doe. Later that night, Dr. Metcalf is working out because he doesn't want to retire and die. Spider does get into his slipper and Just bites him on the toe.
So, okay, all right, this fuck this fucking guy. I'm glad he fucking dies. He's got a walking machine in his house.
Mhm.
And his wife's like, I would love to start taking walks with you. And he's like, no, bitch. I need to know exactly how long it takes and how far we've gone. There's a way to figure that out, right?
Yeah, get
You
in your
gotta
car
fucking
and
watch.
drive a mile.
Yeah. You've never taken a pulse. You don't know how to fucking keep time.
Mhm. Well, even back then they had like pedometers and shit, right?
Yeah.
That would track your steps.
Yeah.
It's 1990.
Just
yeah,
coming up
I
with
mean,
fucking excuses for this guy. Fucking
He
brutal.
doesn't want to hang out with his wife.
Feel like a cougar. Feel like a damn cougar. And then even his wife's like, oh, it's just a spider that bit you.
Man up. He tells his wife that he thinks he's having a stroke. And the way he delivers that line just, I don't know, makes me laugh every fucking time. I think I'm having a stroke. It's just the way he says it. He tells her to call the new doctor, Ross. But by the time Ross gets there, he's dead. And it's time to take a pee break. Welcome back, everybody, to the 5-Day Rentals 5D Army. Thanks for staying with us. Arachnophobia, 1990. Frank Marshall. Right in the middle of it. I'm not doing any of these spiders justice. Okay?
Dan, shut the hell up. We're not talking arachnophobia right now. It's time for the Hustler Minute. Guys, how do you follow up 8 crazy legs? You follow it up with 2 long ones.
Oh.
This is Venus.
Wow.
God. I think I can see her butthole.
Listener, you have no fucking idea.
Statistics: 38, 23, 34, 5'5", 110 pounds, born 1963. Hustler layout, November 1987. Track that issue down. A stunning performer, singer, dancer, model, and stunt woman whose talents as a fire eater have earned her acclaim as everything from Stripper of the Year to Miss Nude Universe.
Congratulations, girl.
As always, for explicit one-on-one with other girls, call 1-800-775-5885.
Kron, I can't thank
Right.
you enough for holding that card the way you did while you read that. Wow.
Is Venus the best card we've...
Yeah. Now,
You should-
remind
you
me,
should frame
there
that.
there were 2 Venuses, right? Or was there just the one?
There was just one.
Just one. Okay, I think at some point we all tried to steal Venus
Mhm. That's true.
in Nashville.
Yeah, she was out all weekend.
Yeah.
I kept good track on her. I knew where...
I brought her back to my
I tried to
room
make so
after
many
everybody went to
trades.
sleep.
I saw how you guys were looking at her, so...
Are there more Hustler cards out there?
Yeah. I
There's
mean,
gotta
you
be.
think we got a full set? I got us 3 individual packs, dude.
Have you went back to look?
I just bought them off some guy off Etsy who had like a shitload of cards.
Like this, but I mean, does he have a box though that we could potentially,
Like a unopened.
yeah, like do the whole set? I mean, I'd
Maybe.
you buy that, I'll buy the book and the sleeves. Hell, I'll throw out my fucking DC comic collection. Make way for those.
Well, I mean, they're all numbered too, aren't they?
Yeah.
Like this one's number 65 for Venus. And I mean, the next one after that I have is 166.
Are these
so,
are these on Internet Archive somewhere? Like,
Probably.
what are you yawning for? Show Venus some respect.
I wouldn't yawn if she was in front of me.
I'd be opening my mouth. That's for damn sure.
Bag it up, girl. That was the Hustler Minute. Join us each week where you can get a little sexual. The Hustler Minute. It's a beautiful thing. Put some effort into this show. Rate, review it. Come on.
the bare
All right.
minimum.
Arachnophobia 1990. Back at Metcalf's place, Ross shows up with the coroner as well. He says Metcalf got bit by a spider. That's what his wife said. And he wants to do a full autopsy. Dr. Metcalf died. So now Ross is the new doctor in town. Ross starts his new gig, and Molly hangs up some pictures in the office. These are the pictures of the webs that she took. Ross gets a call from the coroner, and Metcalf died from a toxic substance in his bloodstream. Ross decides to take a look at the other bodies as well. He exhumes them, or he wants to exhume them from the grave. He does tell the local sheriff this, and he's like, "You're crazy." Later that night.
Should have called in the toll man, dude. He'd had that thing cleared out by fucking daybreak.
Well, you'd never figure out what was wrong with them.
Could have fucking carried the casket all the way back to the fucking morgue, too.
Mm-hmm.
all by himself.
Boy.
Boy.
Well, I mean, one of the kids that, I mean, it was a boy that died, so.
Mm-hmm.
That's just him pointing at that casket.
Boy.
Old lady.
Are we ever going to do another box set?
I thought you were about to say a phantasm.
Get him to make another one, I guess.
Yeah. Get Don on the phone, dude.
Make DK's dreams come true.
Later that night, Ross's daughter spends the night at her friend's house. He kind of warns the girls that they see a spider run.
She's so fucking shitty to her dad. She's like taking Bunny's side, like laughing at him and stuff. Dr. Death.
Bunny? Who? She looks familiar. I couldn't place her, though.
The actress playing Bunny?
Yeah. Ross is a little paranoid. He does check his son's room when they put him to bed for spiders. Back at the sleepover, the girls scare each other with nursery rhymes that all involve spiders. We
They
do
seem
get a
too-
spider.
Seem too old for that, right?
Yeah, it's kind of...
They should have been reading like scary stories to tell in the dark or whatever it is.
Yeah, or at least like watching a scary movie or something. I
Yeah,
don't
they
know.
could have been watching like a big spider, some black and white spider movie. That would have made more sense.
We do get one of our spiders coming down from the ceiling to try to get the girls. They get interrupted because they're too loud, and they have to go to another room. The spider misses them and gets smashed with a book as they leave, and I think they step on it as well.
Sorry, Dan. I think I had muted myself while I was typing. Theo Schwartz is the actress's name. She has 2 credits.
Oh, that's it?
Back to the Future 2 and Arachnophobia. So 89 and 90. So must have knew somebody at Amblin or some shit.
Yeah. Might have been like some producer's kid or something.
Yeah, but I mean, that is it. No photo. Nada.
Did you recognize her from Back to the Future too, Dan?
No. I was thinking maybe TV or something, but guess not.
And we're never going to do Back to the Future 2. So stop asking.
You never know.
She's hoverboard girl number 1.
Whoa.
So, not just any hoverboard girl.
Bitch, I'm number
Number
one.
1.
Back at Ross's place, he's doing all the research he can on spiders. We get a jump scare here with old Jimmy the Cricket. Then we get 2 large spiders that sneak into the cellar of Ross's place. 2 lovebirds. The next morning, Ross calls Atherton and asks him questions. He explains that the town has had 3 deaths and wants him to come and investigate. Atherton sends his aide, Collins, to come check it out.
Yeah, because he's all fucking high and mighty. Like, I get so many fucking calls about
like,
possible spiders, but
He just found like 14 new spiders. He's got some work to do.
he's got guys out there playing fucking foosball. Task them to do it.
He's probably one of those dudes that's like, only I can do that. Like, you guys, I'll call you when I need you.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah. I got to make up all the fake scientific names for these.
Phineas Manley 1. Phineas Manley 2.
Poo-poo titty shits.
Aw, poo-poo titty shits. Don't kill them. Don't kill them. They eat flies.
Holy shit, that's a poo-poo titty shit.
Yeah, they're actually good for the house, these ones.
Collins shows up at Ross's.
I mean, is poo-poo titty shits any worse a name than fucking daddy long legs?
Yeah, I think it is.
Okay.
Like, if I had to pick one of those 2 as a nickname, I know what I'd go with.
Poo-poo titty shits.
I'd go with poo-poo titty shits. Yeah. Because nobody could call you. You'd be left alone.
Oh, I'd be calling.
You run into somebody you don't want to talk to, like in a parking lot, they're not yelling for you.
Mm-mm.
Poo-poo!
People are going to think they're crazy.
Yo, was that titty shits? Yo, you never believe who showed up last night. Titty shits. Oh shit, he's back in town. All right, Collins, he shows up at Ross's while they're exhuming these bodies. They start their search, and Collins not comfortable with all the dead bodies. Ross points out all the spider bites on all 3 victims. Collins calls Atherton and tells him that, yo, you might want to come look at this shit.
Yeah, we need another body to die in the 3rd act. You better get down here.
He says, Collins, find me a specimen. That night, Ross gets a good scare from a coat hanger that he thinks is a spider. Pretty good.
I've been there.
You have?
Yeah.
It's kind of a random ass spot for like a coat hanger.
Yeah, it's laid out like an anthropology.
Damn, this coat hanger's $42?
Yeah, scared the shit out of me.
I shit when we paid $42, and I shit when I thought it was a spider at night. Thank you, Anthropology. Please type in 5DR on their website and get a 2% discount. The next morning, Ross, Collins, and the sheriff and the coroner, they search Mrs. Holland's place to see if they can find a live spider. We get some good stuff here where they're going through the house with the coffee cups. One of them like unfolds the dish towel. Places where you would find spiders in your homes or bugs. So I thought that was pretty good. The sheriff eventually finds it when he decides to eat some cereal.
The average person drinks a dozen spiders a year from their coffee mugs.
We also eat a fire helmet worth of plastic a year.
Yeah. Pick up your game.
Firefighter's helmet.
Pick it up, people. Let's make that a fire truck.
And also, come on, Nathan's hot dog competition. Have these guys eating plastic fire helmets already?
They might need to. I mean,
we gotta adapt.
They're eating what? 80 fucking hot dogs now?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's got to be some microplastics in those hot dogs.
But that should be the next element of competitive eating is like, here's a fucking sheet of metal.
Yeah. Here's a fluorescent light tube.
There's a bucket of broken glass.
Yeah.
All right, our sheriff, he eventually finds a dead one in a bag of cereal. We get we haven't heard any crickets in a while, which is throughout the movie, which is pretty good. Spiders are eating them all.
I fucking hate that spider was dead and he didn't get bitten right here.
He should have. I thought he was gonna like bite it. I thought that would have been pretty good.
Oh, and been like, "Ooh, what was that?" And like pulled the leg out of his tooth, like,
Oh!
yeah.
Back at the coach's house, his daughter takes a shower. Our 8-legged friend, he decides to join in and jumps on her fucking face.
How'd
you
they
don't
get
feel that?
This is the worst one, I think. It's like, oh.
Sorry, Bones. What were you saying?
Oh, I was gonna. How did they get that jump? Did they reverse it? Did they pull it back? It's kind of impressive. There are a few jumps in this that are pretty good.
She screams because eventually the spider gets down on her, I think her foot, and she screams. Henry, who's the coach, he's taking a shit in the other bathroom. He rushes up to help her.
Crawls down her cleavage.
Yeah, we do see some cleavage here. Dad bursts in.
It's not like we know the timestamp or anything. It's not like this.
I got to delete something off the shared drive real quick.
Can you put just scenes on Plex?
Yeah, I mean, I think if you had some kind of video software, you could throw it into like a folder for special features.
Okay, why don't you work on that over the winter?
Just fast forward, dude.
Kron's boner jams.
Mm-hmm. My supercut.
Boner jams. Did you see that shit where fucking Apatow's doing a Pepsi versus Coke movie?
No.
Is it like a fight or
I don't know. I hope they fucking fight. I don't know. I thought the fucking Jerry Seinfeld movie was gonna kill
the Ringer.
The fucking
these like corporate
corporate history biopics. What's it called? Frosted? Unfrosted?
Yeah, I think Unfrosted.
The Pop-Tart movie?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
When you said Jerry, I automatically went to Jerry Seinfeld, or not Seinfeld, Springer. That's why I said the Ringer.
Give me a fucking Jerry Springer biopic, dude.
Don't they have one? Isn't it called like Ringmaster?
No, it's called The Ringer.
No.
I think it's called the Ringmaster.
Jamie Presley?
What?
I thought
The
it was called The Ringer.
The Ringer is the Johnny Knoxville Special Olympics movie. Then there's Ringmaster that I think Springer is in. But is it like a biopic? Is it like a Private Parts sort of? He plays himself?
It's kind of like it revolves around his show, though.
I want Jesse Eisenberg to grow his hair out.
Ringmaster from 1998. Talk show special guests air their grievances backstage and in front of the cameras as the host struggles to manage the mayhem that ensues.
So it's
Presley,
it's
right?
a Larry Sanders show, kind of.
I mean, he's like front and center on the...
Yeah.
Jamie Presley?
Is Jamie Presley in that? I know there's a lot of boobage in that movie.
Jamie Presley is credited.
Yeah, I've seen that a few times.
He's playing Jerry Farley.
Ugh. Collins informs Ross that the spiders they found is a male. They're looking for a female because they found a dead one. Colin lifts up a painting. A spider jumps out at him, lands on the table. Colin needs Ross to walk towards the spider so he can catch it. But of course, Ross is scared and doesn't want to do it, but he does, and Collins is able to catch it. Delbert shows up at the coach's house to do an inspection for spiders. The coach says that there's a rumor going around town that spiders are responsible for the deaths that are going on lately. Delbert finds one on the deck, sprays it down, steps on it, but it won't die. Or it won't die from the spray. He does step on it and kill it. Yeah, that's right. I'm bad. What are you laughing at?
Nothing. Just your last few sentences. There was some incredible pronunciation. Sorry.
It was perfect.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Atherton finally shows up at Ross's office. Ross is connected that Manley was brought back from Venezuela to the California town. What's it called? Crimea or some shit.
Yeah, it's Crimea. It's Canaima.
Canaima. And that's where he thinks one of these spiders was also on Manley's body. They test the spider's venom, and it kills hardcore, dude. Just mice. They put it on a mouse, and it dies pretty quick. Collins and Atherton see that the spider has no sex organs, so they believe it's just like a soldier.
Boo.
So there should be
Fucking
like a male
lame.
and female.
It's no way to live, dude.
This also means that mommy and daddy are still out there, and they will spread and continue hunting. And this will just be a continuous process. So basically, they'll kill everybody, then spread from town to town. Delbert, he's made
kind of like a tall man would do.
Delbert makes his appearance. He's coming to help with this infestation.
Reggie would know what to do.
Mm-hmm.
They do want to talk to Irv about Manley's body, so they head over to his place. They try to call, or they don't. Well, they try to call him first, but the phone's off the hook because Wheel's on.
It's fucking hashtag relationship goals here, man.
You guys take the phone off the hook when Wheel's on?
Sitting on their love seat, sharing an Afghan, loading up on snacks,
Yeah, big old bowl of popcorn.
arguing about vowels and consonants.
This was the first week that Ryan Seacrest was on. What'd you guys think?
I haven't watched Wheel of Fortune in a decade, bro.
I saw him pop up on my TV and I fucking threw a sledgehammer into it, dude.
God damn.
If it ain't Pat, turn that shit off.
What's Pat gonna do now? Is he gonna just go stand next to like roulette wheels?
Mm-hmm.
Is he gonna go to fucking tire shops?
Host the spelling
Anywhere?
bee.
Yeah.
Just gonna stay at home and drink.
Well, maybe he'll be on the campaign trail for Trump soon, right?
Yeah, eventually.
Think him and Vanna ever hooked up?
Maybe early on. Vanna's still there with Ryan. He's got that young dick.
Yeah, 55-year-old Ryan Seacrest, young dick.
Is he 55?
I bet he's
There we
older
go.
than you would think he is.
Kron, what's your guess for Ryan Seacrest? I'm going to say 48.
What, you just said 55.
No, Bone said 55. I'm saying 48.
Seacrest. Give me 46.
Dan is the closest at 48. He is 49. He will turn 50 in December.
Nice.
How old's Vanna?
Ageless.
70.
Gotta be
Trick
77.
question. 69.
Dude, that she's been on there for like 30 years.
Yeah. What's your guess, Kron?
69.
70.
Dan is once again the closest. She's 67.
That's it. Oh, shit. All right, Vanna, you go, girl. At Irv's place, him and his lady are having snacks, watching Will. But our 8-legged freak, he joins the party in the popcorn bowl.
8-legged, fucking wienerless freak.
Just a fucking dickless.
Just a castle freak.
insect.
Mm-hmm.
On the ride over, with Delbert.
Do you see
Ross-
what it does to people?
Yeah.
Not having genitals. Turns them insane, dude.
Ross asks what the fuck they are looking for.
Yeah. We just watched The Rage not too long ago.
Mm-hmm. That's
We can have a no genitals category.
no genitals triple feature, Arachnophobia, Castle Freak, The Rage.
Well, I guess the difference is Rage and Castle Freak, they got balls. The spiders don't have anything, right?
Mm-hmm. All right, we'll keep looking for
Yeah,
the
we
third
need something
part of
with
the-
yeah. Balls, no weenie.
All right. Ross asks what they're looking for. Colin says basically looking for a white egg sac about the size of a softball and pulsating.
Throbbing. Ready
No
to
other
pop.
spiders would be around because spiders are cannibals. Duh. Back at Ross's office, Ather notices the picture that Molly put up of the web and tells the sheriff to take him to that location.
Fine
He
young cannibals or
recognizes
just
that webs.
regular old cannibals?
It's a great name though.
Yeah.
What was
What was their song,
Fuck.
Kron?
they just fucking came on
Fine Young
accidentally
Cannibals?
otherwise.
Yeah.
I don't know what their song was. I mean, I know the name, but could not tell you.
Fuck, I can't remember.
She drives me
Crazy.
like no one else.
All right, name 3 more.
I can't. That's my bit, dude. All right, Ross and gang, they get to
You guys
Eric's
are
place.
real
Hey,
fans,
Dan.
dude.
Name 3 other bits you got.
3 other bits. DDP.
Did
Name
you say
3 other
DDP?
He
things.
did.
Yeah, Diamond Dallas Page.
The Diamond Cutter.
360s. That's it. That's all I got. You can get rid. You can replace me at any time,
No.
please. All right, back at Irv's place, they find both him and his wife Mimi dead as hell. Spider climbs out of Irv's nose. Pretty sweet.
Fun dummy.
Did
Fun dummy.
Yeah, good dummy. Did they even freak out when they got bit, or were they just kind of like, whatever,
Doesn't really show it.
it's time to die? Well, they're like still cuddled up on the couch, though. Doesn't even
Yeah,
look
but-
like they panicked.
You show her reach into or somebody reaches into the popcorn and doesn't really show how they die, but they do.
Maybe somebody landed on a bankrupt, and they were like, oh, no. And
Mhm.
They both had heart attacks and
yeah.
wasn't killed by spiders. Metcalf was right.
Maybe they landed on that little tiny sliver that's like $1 million or something.
If I did an autopsy on everybody that died watching Wheel of Fortune.
Why aren't you doing autopsies?
Too much work.
I think he'd put
You know-
that's malpractice, isn't it?
You don't want to be proven wrong.
Can I not have an autopsy done on me?
Not when
I
I'm
think
done
they-
with you.
I think they only order them if you die under like mysterious circumstances.
Well, I thought everybody had a autopsy.
I mean, I think if you're old and shit, they're just like, this dude's old.
Yeah.
What do you expect?
Let's save the instruments.
Mhm.
But how do I know that Grandpa had a heart attack or it was just natural causes?
Oh, a heart attack
I
is
mean,
natural.
I think a heart attack at 98 is a
Is that-
natural cause, Dan.
No. Heart's built strong. It's got 4 chambers. Atherton arrives at Ross's barn and starts looking around.
The chambers are not interchangeable, buddy. Each one has a very specific role.
It's like quarters, 1 through 30 is the first chamber. It shuts down. 30 through,
All right.
whatever. I paid attention in
Geography?
algebra, dude. All right, this guy arrives at Ross's barn. He starts
Anatomy
looking
is
around.
just geography of the body, right?
Yeah, pretty
Mhm.
much.
That's what I sing to the ladies in the park at night.
He says they found what they're looking for. Back at Earth's place, the guys put together a map. They kind of circle where all the deaths were. And lo and behold, Ross's place is right in the middle of all this shit. They head that way. Ross can't believe that the shit was going down in his barn the whole goddamn time.
Delbert's line of like, "This is fun. This is where he's like into circling on the shit on the map."
Mhm. I mean, that is fun.
Yeah,
Get a map out.
being on an adventure like that would be
Yeah.
cool. If only you were just like around a bunch of guys that weren't pieces of shit.
Back at the barn, Atherton sees the big bad spider's work. Tries to get the spider out of hiding. The supper's ready. He kind of plucks the fucking web. And the spider
Hollywood.
just jumps on his fucking face. Bites him.
Well, they show him doing the plucking while he's on the phone, right? When he's trying to in his office, he's
Yeah.
doing the plucking to get the spider to eat the cricket.
Ross and the gang arrive to his place. Delbert gears up, and Ross goes in to get the family out of the house. We get Delbert's private stock here of pesticides. He goes in, he investigates the barn, and he finds a few spiders. He takes them out with acid, I guess. I don't. That's his private stock. He goes up the ladder and
It's
finds
like
Atherton's
banned
body.
stuff now.
Finds Atherton's
Shit you
body.
can only
and
get from India.
Hmm.
falls down. It's covered in webs and spiders. Oh, shit. Ross, he's talking to his family. They're watching TV. He's looking around. He's fucking freaked the fuck out. Spiders start coming out of everywhere in this house.
Breaks a perfectly good TV just to see 2 spiders on the wall. Fucking, I'd be pissed.
They try to exit, but the spiders have closed in the front door. They head upstairs to the bathroom window to get onto the roof, but the spiders are quick on their trail. The family escapes through the window, but Ross gets trapped. He fights off some spiders. As Colin is climbing down
Speaking
the
of trapped,
lattice. Trapped? What about trapped?
I set you up. You're supposed to knock it down.
Hey, speaking of trapped, you should catch us on the new episode of Horror Drafts out now, where we covered trapped movies. And guess what? That one about the concert film with Josh Hart in it doesn't make anybody's fucking list. Sorry, M. Night.
I hadn't seen it.
I have.
I think we could say the episode sponsored by Trapped in Theaters Now.
Trapped in theaters now and on digital.
Well, it's actually only called Trap. So
That's true.
we're gonna have to
I'll take you on.
re-record that.
Sponsored by Trap in Theaters Now.
There we go. I got it clean. What is it, Lady Raven?
Yes.
That's who the murderer is? I don't even have to see it now, dude.
No, but the whole
you know who the murderer
the whole
is.
movie's just a music video for his daughter, right?
There is a lot of like, okay, we're watching the concert now. Okay. But it's not terrible. Like, I don't know, it was all right. Me and the wife watched it. Even she was kind of like, she was kind of ragging on it a little bit, actually. So, yeah, it's all right.
All right.
Don't go out of your way. That's what I'm saying. All right. Watch Revel Ridge. All right, spiders start coming out of every nook and cranny in this motherfucking house. They escape. They go upstairs. All right, yeah. Collins, he falls off this lattice on the side of the house. It traps fucking Ross in here. Spiders start overtaking him. He falls from the third story all the way into the fucking cellar. I don't know how he doesn't die.
Yeah, should have at least like broke his back or something.
We do have Delbert. He bursts in and starts spraying these spiders.
He's a
as
doctor.
The family
He'll
is
deal with it.
outside.
Mm-hmm.
We go back in with Ross here. He does see the large egg sack and uses the knowledge that Colin has gave him to fight this hairy 8-legged villain.
Kron, you gave my 5-star banger, Tough Turf, a little bit of flack for having a pretty long, drawn-out fight scene at the end.
Mm-hmm.
This sequence feels like it's 25 fucking minutes, man.
It's a little long.
This feels like the main event at a fucking
Ric Flair match?
Yeah, WWE pay-per-view.
It's a little long.
It's a lot long.
We got our spider. He moves in and tries to bite at Ross. Oh shit, I'm in the goddamn nest. He tries to get out of the cellar. But
He's locked in,
because it's
dude.
locked
By him.
Yeah,
okay,
padlocked it.
He did padlock it. That's what it says. All right. He fights her off with a shovel for a long time, but the spider ends up being on the shovel on the top of it. She jumps at him, but eventually he tosses it into the outlet box there and burns this bitch up. He locates the egg sack and decides he's going to use some of his wine, I guess, or alcohol to torch it.
Yeah.
He moves in to light it up.
That wouldn't be flammable enough, right?
I don't know if it's wine. Like, it looks kind of like something else.
I mean, they set up the whole wine cellar thing. If he had been like a rare whiskey collector, would have made a lot more sense.
But that's not cool in the 90s. Wine is starting to be a thing.
But you can't light wine on fire, and I know because I lit everything I could find on fire in middle school.
My book is coming out in October of 2025 called
What's
You Can
Flammable
Light
in
It
Your
on
House?
Fire. All right. Big Daddy Spider comes in for a kill.
Hey.
Because there's another spider.
I'm seeing here. It can easily produce enough alcohol vapor to catch fire. So
Ooh,
this really old wine, maybe that's what he knows, like the older stuff, if it sits for a while, it's more, again, like gas, it's the vapor. So
yeah, it's a good old fashioned wine fire.
Does that mean you could like uncork the bottle and catch the gas on fire, but not the liquid?
Yeah, it's kind of like a fart.
Because he's dousing it. I feel like that would undo.
yeah, but that dousing just puts the vapor coming right there, right?
The bottle he has is like round. It looks like an old liqueur bottle.
Looks like
or
a
some
port.
shit.
Looks like an old port bottle.
Yeah, but
It looks like wine.
port's like pretty low alcohol. It's higher than wine, but it's definitely lower than.
Are you a fucking alchemist over here? What are you?
Let's try it. Next buds.
Yeah. I have to go to AA for my alchemist addiction.
Instead of a fucking gross ass beef broth based drink, we'll see if we can light some wine on fire.
Okay. I tried to make those broken skull mojitos, but if you don't want to do that, then it's okay.
Well, okay, we can do both.
We could drink those regularly, you know. Don't have to be an experiment. We can just fucking enjoy those.
Yeah.
How about that?
It doesn't have to be content.
All right, we got another
All
spider
right,
here.
we're pouring the wine onto a spider's nest right now.
Thank you, James, for sending us the wine.
All right.
Stay tuned. We're going to watch Double Impact after this.
to light this fucking sack on fire, but Big Daddy Spider comes out for the kill. Ross falls and a wine rack falls on him and traps him. The like dinkiest fucking wine rack.
God.
And he can't get out from under it. Big Daddy Spider makes his way down, but Ross knocks his ass out with a wine bottle. But Big Daddy keeps coming, baby. Ross finally frees himself from under the wine rack and tries to torch the motherfucker with the good old-fashioned lighter and I don't know what he has, WD-40 or some shit.
Yeah, some aerosol spray.
He ends up setting the cellar on fire, and this causes Daddy Spider to go into hiding. Ross gets frustrated because he can't find the spider, but hears it in the vents. He waits at the end of an open vent, and the spider slams into his chest. Ross fights it off. He falls down. Big Daddy Spider starts crawling up Ross's leg, but Ross flings it into a fire with a piece of wood that was laying across him.
He
egg sac
drops his elbow, right? And like fucking catapults it. Yeah.
The egg sac starts to hatch again, but Big Daddy jumps out of the fire, just like the rage. But Ross has his nail gun from earlier.
I'm on fire and I'm going to get you.
And shoots it midair into the egg sac, kills it, burns both of them up, and then Delbert's there to save him in the cellar. The Jennings, they move back to San Francisco. They have an earthquake. They drink some wine. The end of Arachnophobia from 1990. Gentlemen, upon further research, released July 18th of 1990 with a budget of $22 million. Thank you, Steven Spielberg.
Spiders ain't cheap, dude.
And half that budget went to Venezuela, right?
Probably. Man, maybe not. It was probably like
they go
late
all the way to
2000
Venezuela,
bucks.
and then I will say that fucking tree set looks good.
It's nice.
You missed that. You missed that 90s set vibe, right? This guy did Congo too, right? Frank Marshall.
Yes.
Honestly, guys, if you want to know the truth, when Kron first introduced this category, I was like, I'm doing Congo. And when Bones picked Mega Ape, I said executive decisions were made. So I went over to Arachnophobia.
Hope you're happy now, dude.
Yeah, people are going to be pretty pissed at that.
I mean, it could still come up.
Yeah.
Funny, it was the same director.
Yeah.
But I was like, damn it, Bones fucking pick. I was like, as long as he doesn't pick a monkey movie, like, I'm good. And he's like, Mega Ape. And I was like, God damn it. All right, our budget was $22 million. Our box office was $53 million. It was a hit. At the cinema that month.
It was a big poopy tits hit.
Poopy titties.
What was it?
Poo
titties. Something.
That month, you could catch Die Hard 2.
Listener, if you know what it is, just comment it in Discord right now.
Yeah.
You could catch Ghost. Not the band, the movie. You could catch...
another McDonald's release, I believe.
You could catch the Adventures of Ford Fairlane,
which
might show up on this podcast.
Said
And you
that
could
for
catch
3 years now.
You could catch the new box set that we've all decided on.
Wait.
Problem Child.
Did you say Die Hard 2 and Ford Fairlane?
Yeah.
Aren't those both Rennie Harlan?
I don't think Rennie Harlan... Did Rennie Harlan do Ford Fairlane? I don't think so.
Who the
I know he did.
Somebody like in that. Sorry, I'm just fucking throwing you
You're
off
all right.
constantly
Interrupt
today.
me.
Sorry.
All right, this was the first film released by Hollywood Pictures, which was under Disney. They were designed to
Yeah,
make more adult films.
Motherfucker did Die Hard 2 and Adventures of Ford Fairlane.
Damn. I didn't know that was a Rennie Harlan movie.
Yeah.
Clint Eastwood. I fucked them.
90 fucking summer of Rennie Harlan, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Me and the missus took in the Rennie Harlan double feature.
I mean, you wouldn't be too upset.
There's worse double features.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
You can watch Mega Ape.
What?
I have watched Mega
Okay.
Ape.
Yeah, too dark.
You
and
could watch
filmy.
Mega Ape 4 times and be done before.
I'd rather not.
Our General Spider here for the film's climax was done by Jamie Hyman. You might know him from Mythbusters. He designed it. The small spiders used in the film were
Adam, the
Avondale-
other Mythbuster.
Avondale spiders. They're a harmless species from New Zealand. But yeah, they use mostly real spiders in all of this.
They've since been eradicated because of this movie.
Well, they were not allowed back to New Zealand once they came to America to do the filming. So they were quarantined to the United States. And they used the bird-eating tarantula was your bigger ones.
Given like visas and shit? Like,
Nah, they can't vote, you know.
that seems kind of unfair.
I mean, they made the money. They got their workman's visa and just dropped them off in some houses. The sounds of the spiders being crushed by John Goodman were made by crushing a couple potato chips, and any other squishing or squashing of the spiders was made by stepping on mustard packets.
Okay.
So no spiders were actually killed during the filming of Arachnophobia. During an interview with GQ, John Goodman let it slip that while Delbert is driving the exterminator truck, producer Steven Spielberg is on the passenger side of the camera, and he's told Goodman while he was driving, "Only we will know that I was here."
Okay.
Is this
In
like
several
a
scenes-
poltergeist sort of thing where he's not supposed to put it out that he may or may not have actually directed it?
Oh, yeah,
You
I guess
never
that's
know.
probably what they're getting at.
You never know.
I knew this felt a little more highbrow than Congo.
The scenes where John Goodman steps on the spider, it was a carved out shoe, so they didn't kill the spider. And the book was also carved out and had some rubber on it, so it wouldn't kill the spider either. Our original poster art featured a spider dangling on a web string as a silhouette on the moon.
Charlotte's
But
Web?
when the VHS came out, it was never on there. So they put it in eventually for the DVD copies, I believe in 2012 was when I put the spider in.
It's a good poster.
Not bad. And that's all I got, gentlemen, for Arachnophobia from 1990, directed by Frank Marshall, which is sitting at a Letterboxd user rating of a 3.2. Rate my box.
Take me up inside.
Thank you, Dan. At the start of the show, Kron and I both locked you in at a 3.5. Kron, I'm also going to give you a 3.5.
Bones, I'm going to give you a 3.0.
Kron, I'm going 3.5. Bones, I'm going 2.5.
I'll kick us off. Because I'm actually higher than both of your guesses. I do think that this is of the era. It's well made, well shot. It's mostly pretty balanced. I do think that the comedy and horror elements are played as well as they can be for the characters. And I brought up a lot about how shitty the bulk of these characters are. But I will say the humor in the movie comes from character, which I appreciate. And it is consistent from that. Very few gags, very few things that I could think of, if any, that betray the characters. I think it does a pretty good job of having a grand scale in a very small area, setting up the Venezuela thing in the beginning. All I kept thinking was like, is this a fucking Exorcist Iraq thing? Like unnecessarily, but no, and in a way, this actually has a lot more to do with the plot than that unsettling sequence. I don't think there's any real standout performance. Jeff Daniels is doing okay. He knows what movie he's in, and Goodman's funny. For the most part, I think there's no real standout. It's an enjoyable movie. I could see why it would be a big hit at the time. I don't think it comes anywhere close to Jaws, which was like, okay, that's the next possible thing I could think of. There's like the Amblin vibe you brought up, Kron. I want to be fair, but I was definitely bored on my rewatch. But it's good. It's a 3.5 for Bones.
All right, dude. As I was watching this movie, I thought, how many like major motion picture spider wranglers are out there? You got to think like 3, maybe 4. And these guys are getting brought into work a day, half a day. Could you imagine the feeding frenzy when Arachnophobia shows up? These guys must have been willing to slit each other's throats to get at this thing. I had a blast watching this. This was an immediate kick of nostalgia for me. This is a movie I saw a ton, probably elementary to early middle school on TV. Felt like a summer afternoon checking this thing out. I think most of the performances are good. I think, Bones, you kind of said no standout. I think John Goodman is a standout. He's not in as much of the movie as you think, but I don't know, man. He just kind of, any time the movie might start to drag, that's a guy you can just plug in to instantly bring it back up. Overall, I think the movie is pretty tight. It's pretty consistent. It does have that Amblin magic of, one, looking really polished, and then 2, just adding that extra flair that is not completely necessary for the film, like the transition of the bird picking up the spider and getting you to the next scene through some kind of actual scene happening rather than just a cut to. I don't know, guys. I had a good time watching this thing. I'm going to be a 4.0 on Arachnophobia.
Hell. Right on, Kron. All right, gentlemen. I watched it, and I was a little bored the first time. I guess I didn't remember how, I don't know, kind of drawn out, I guess, the movie was. And I popped it on again for notes. And I think that's when it really started to click for me, because I was like, if they would have made, or if they are to make a movie about spiders killing people these days, it would be nonstop, like death, gruesome scenes, like I'm sure there's a ton of horror movies out there that have spiders killing people, but this one really takes its time to kind of explain to you the life of a spider, some details about spiders, I guess, kind of educate you a little bit on spiders. I think it looks great. The settings, the town, everything feels wholesome, nostalgic. So that works. And yeah, I think the characters really make it here. Jeff Daniels is, like I said, he's kind of that asshole that has to be the smartest guy in the room, but him processing this thing and figuring it out, I think works. It's a good time. Like I said, it's not a super high body count. It's all real spiders, so you're not getting like 8-legged freaks territory, you know. And yeah, man, it's a little slow. I think we could use a little more Delbert, maybe, but I think it works. I think it gels really good. It's a 3.5 for me. I enjoyed it. Like I said, it had been a while since I actually sat down and watched it, so it was nice. And after Mega Ape and Uninvited,
I get that you didn't like either of them, but one of those is way better than the other, Dan.
Yeah.
yes,
Quit insulting Mega Ape. Dan, I think you bring up an interesting point, like them going out of their way to, you said like the life cycle of a spider, but they also do the not all spiders as much as they can.
That's just Black
Which,
Widow.
yeah,
they
which
say
in a
that
way,
few
it's
times.
like, it has to be a very specific one that would kill you. Like most of them just,
multiple bites.
most of them just kill bugs. All right. They're great. They're good. Sorry, Kron.
All right, guys. Arachnophobia would have an average score from the three of us of 3.67. This thing would land at number 46 on the big list. This would be right below The Rage and right above Batman Forever.
Solid 90s run right there. Kron, enjoy your point. I'm going to enjoy my point.
Scores at the end of this round. I have 9.5, Bones 10.5, Dan 10.0.
One category to go. Should be fun.
Well, are we counting our next category?
It's easy for me to say, like, I'm in the lead. Like, no, we don't want to. I wasn't going to do Jalo, rate my letterboxd. But if you want to, we can.
Did we do last year's?
For the spooky season?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Probably.
I think we did.
Okay. Then we'll do
I
Jalo.
mean, it's up to you guys. I don't give a shit.
No, we'll do it. We're going to do it.
I mean, what the hell else
Let's
are we
do
going
it.
to do at the end of the episode? Have a espresso together?
I don't know. Just leave.
Say goodbye.
These episodes don't need to be 3 hours long. Hour and a half, Meg Ape style, in and out.
Mm-hmm. Longer than the movie.
I mean, I feel like those Jell-O episodes are going to be pretty long, even though the movies are notoriously like 90 minutes, right? So, oh well.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see.
I mean, how many different ways can you say a guy with black gloves kills somebody?
Makes a telephone call.
I can say it as a nun kills somebody.
Okay.
Kron, why don't you tell him what's coming up next? Unless you want to do an after showers.
We'll save it for after showers.
All right. Hey, if you're on fucking social media, you should probably get the fuck off of it because it's terrible. But if you're still on it, join us on Threads, Instagram, or Letterboxd. If you're on Apple or Spotify, please rate, review the show, and subscribe to it. It helps us bring the show to more people, I guess. If you got a question, you got a comment or a review or just anything, email us at 5dayrentalspodcast@gmail.com. But if you really want to fuck with us, there is a Discord link on every episode that drops every Wednesday of the 5 Day Rentals podcast. Join in on that and join in on all the fun with all our buddies. But other than that, crash and burn.
Want to blow up a bullfrog?
I'm majoring in gym. All right, welcome back, everybody, to the 5 Day Rentals podcast. This is the after shower segment.
Very funny, Dan. Okay. Pointing at my wiener and then pointing at your wiener and saying, that's not a knife, this is a knife, and calling it a Crocodile Dundee is funny. So it's funny. I can't even be sarcastic about it.
Been using the penis pump all week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a little too red.
Yeah,
I
I need to go get it looked at.
Yeah.
I'm looking like a dog over here, you know what I'm saying?
But
Also, I don't know if you're checking for hernias the right way either. Like, I
You
get
guys
that
don't like random hernia checks?
I
You
get
don't
that
like
we're in the shower and it's like a convenient time, but
It's health.
yeah, well, you're really digging in when you do it.
I had no problem where your hands were. It was you coughing in my face.
You know,
I think I'm supposed to cough.
it makes me feel better if I do it too.
And now Kron left.
Yeah.
I think Kron went to go get the fucking penis pump.
It's like when you hear somebody with something in their throat and you start to clear your throat, you know,
Mm-hmm.
kind of got to do it.
Kron, is your
That's why I did
penis
the
pump
cough.
still there?
Yeah, I had to go make sure. But it's tucked back into the
Okay,
wall safe. So,
You were the blue one, right?
no, God damn it.
Oh, shit. Oh, sorry, dude.
I knew that was going to happen.
We spend so much on these things because we keep getting them mixed up. We got to throw them out.
Right. Dan wanted a red one. You wanted a blue one. I wanted my name stenciled on mine. It's fine.
Oh, that's yours?
Yeah, it's not for your bone.
That's what I thought it meant.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we're
And
not
then
here to
them
talk.
choosing to only put bone instead of bones on there with really big letters as like a joke of like, there wasn't enough room to fit all 5. Yeah, they used really big letters.
Mhm.
Could have fit.
Well, I Sharpied that R onto the end of it.
Oh, I thought it was the Boner series. Okay.
I mean, it makes sense.
Okay. So we just went with the Excalibur series.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, guys, we're not here to talk about penis pumps.
I could put my sword in a stone after using these bad boys.
We're here to talk about our next category. And hey, the spooky season is upon us.
Ooh.
But we're not going to be watching ghosts and goblins. Get ready to say, ciao, arrivederci. Because the boys are going to Italy. We are going to be covering 3 excellent Giallo selections. And we will be starting with Dario Argento's opera from the year 1987.
Hell yeah. First time watch for me, Kron.
It's going to be a good one. I mean, this definitely gets into some of the territory of, does it make sense all the time? I'd say no. But it looks kind of good, so it's got that going for it.
Kron, is that available anywhere?
It's available on Plex and in the G Drive.
I think it's on Tubi as well.
Potentially on Tubi. But yeah, guys, Opera. This is a good one. I mean, I feel like I tried to watch a few different Argentos, and I feel like if you wanted to go very classic giallo, you could go with Tenebrae would probably be most people's selection. But there's something about Opera, man. Like, I was digging the vibe, you know?
Yeah.
Available on Mubi and Shudder as well. Okay. So you've seen this multiple times or just the one while you were hunting for this category?
No, I watched it once. I watched this, Tenebrae, Deep Red, and Phenomena. Those were the Argentos I watched. I feel like Opera's like considered by most people to be his last like good movie. And then there seems to be a pretty steep drop off like in his later years of filmmaking.
Right on. Well, I picked the one that I first watched. So,
Easy.
yep. This is fucking weird. I'm going with it. I'm excited.
Yeah. It's new territory.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think this is a genre any of the three of us are real versed in. So,
I mean, it might be a category idea that I've had since the conception of this show. I think now we're leaning more towards an abortion of the show, but, you know,
mhm.
it's not
Damn.
legal here.
Well, you just have
Damn.
concepts of categories, right? You don't plan them out.
I have it all planned out. I have all my movies picked for season 3. It's a good lineup.
It's going to be a short season.
Dan, was your initial list for the podcast like 300 categories?
I might tell you that I have a ton of categories lined up that I really don't have. That just might be my thing I say.
It feels
Some
like
of
that
them
sometimes.
might be true if you haven't figured that out yet.
I almost picked Arachnophobia week 1 of the podcast.
I feel like this is a category where we will probably be schooled a lot, right? Like we'll get some engagement. I think there'll be a lot of, you should have picked
Should've
this
did this.
instead, or, you know,
Mhm.
or like you said, and even with Kill or None, I'm like, I think I know what happened. So I anticipate a lot of comments of like, you idiots, it was this person the whole time, and we don't understand it because they all look the same. Like, oh, okay.
I will say, I mean, I don't think this is much of a spoiler. Like, Opera gets down to the point where it's like, who's the killer? And you're like, well, it's not the main lady. Who's the only other person left alive from the characters we've seen? You could kind of narrow it down pretty easy.
Okay. Well, I'm glad that we're going to do it alone at least. So,
Yeah.
not
It'll just be
embarrassed.
the three of us
Yep.
for that episode.
Yep. Not embarrassing ourselves at all.
We should bring in like Mario and Luigi. Trying to think of famous Italians.
The Pope?
They're
Well,
not
so-
even
no.
real.
Is the Pope
Mussolini.
the Pope Austrian? Is the current Pope? Well,
I think he's Argentinian.
No,
okay.
he's from Spain.
But the one that stepped down was German or Austrian, right?
he's
think
Polish.
Okay.
I don't know
the
if you know your Pope,
What
Stan.
the fuck's going on over there?
Yeah, the one that got replaced was Polish, and I thought the new one was was Spanish or some shit.
Okay.
I thought the newest one was Argentinian and the one before was German.
No, the one before was like a fucking Nazi, wasn't he?
Ay, ay, ay.
Okay. All right.
I said German, you said Polish, and then you said a Nazi. Now,
All right. Pope Francis, our current pope, or your current pope, if you're Catholic out there. My pope is Ricky Gervais, obviously. He was born in Argentina.
Right,
Argentina? Argentina. All right. And then who was the pope before him? Benedict?
Benedict?
German.
I don't know how it was German. I thought it was fucking Polish.
do I know
Okay,
my fucking
that's the
popes or
fucking
what,
thing.
dude?
Who was after that? Who was before that?
I don't know.
Get John Paul II, dude, like the most other famous pope ever.
John Paul II was
Saint John Paul II.
he was Polish.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's all the same.
Yeah, they're all bad guys, so
It's
Who
all.
gives a shit?
Oh, dude, I just clicked on John Paul the First. This is a dorky grandpa looking motherfucker. Holy shit. All right, he was actually Italian.
I mean, Kron did bring the Pope movie,
mhm.
so
Gone with the Pope.
He looks like this. He's got glasses. He looks like a fucking 1950s barber.
Kron, was he a good Pope? The first John Paul?
I don't know.
Right.
And I just said they're all bad guys, so I'm going to say no.
Right.
They live in opulence.
Yeah, but then one of them will say like, I don't think that the gay stuff is all that bad. And then we'll fucking, oh, isn't he fucking great?
Mm.
Doesn't that fucking forgive all the shit?
Who was the one where he watched the break dancing? Is that the newest Pope?
I don't know, Dave.
What do you think he was focusing in on?
He's just sitting there, dude.
Probably thinking about like,
Hail
know.
Mary.
He's the same one that like there's that clip of him like pulling his hand away from all the people trying to kiss his ring and shit.
mm.
During COVID.
Yeah. And
Yeah, I was going to say he's probably thinking about like the new 18 karat gold slippers he had
Yeah.
custom made.
I never knew we had owned half of India.
Pope's trying to like not spread COVID on his ring, and meanwhile Jeff Daniels is touching 18 consecutive groins.
Balls.
Mhm.
Teenage. This is before Axe body spray, man.
Well, you can't catch it through a ball sack either.
What?
This was
COVID?
straight up like
Yeah.
fucking brute.
Well, that's what you said.
Yeah.
Dan wakes up with balls on his forehead. Coughing
Yeah, dude,
2
I'm
days later.
curing him.
Not the first time.
I'm trying to absorb the sickness via osmosis.
Let's get the hell out of here. We'll see you for Giallo.
Crash and burn. I had that was the most fun after showers in a while. Just shitting on the popes. Fuck them.
Fuck the Pope. Crash and burn.
Chow and burn.
Okay. I was doing the little.
He did it.
You can't.
Correct.
Yeah. Did I?
Yeah.
Spectacles, testicles, wallet. Oh shit, wallet, watch. I had my wallet and watch on the same side though.
Yeah, me too.
You put your wallet on your left side?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, what the fuck? Maybe that's why I'm so broke, because I can get to my wallet so fast.
Feels weird on the other side.
Oh, no. I'm doing the money clip now. It's in the front pocket. I don't want to get the...
It's a Brewster's Millions move.
Crash and burn.
No, Kron, this isn't the story where I shit my pants. It's the only story you ever want me to tell.